The USFL only existed for 3 years, but its legacy still lives on, even today. It had great stars such as Herschel Walker, Mike Rozier, Joe Cripps, just to name a few. Although there were many exciting moments in the league's short history, one incredible game still fondly remembered by most USFL fans. It was a game that was never televised and only highlights were shown. The date was February the 24th, 1985, a battle between Jim Kelly's Houston Gamblers and Steve Young's Los Angeles Express at the LA Memorial Coliseum. Originally, ABC Network was supposed to broadcast this game for the opening weekend of the USFL's third season. Instead, the network decided to switch gears and show Doug Flutie's first pro game, which left the Express with no TV coverage. Well, a couple of coaches' cameras were set up in the stands of the Coliseum to record some of the plays, as well as provide the network with highlights. Well, there was no audio whatsoever recorded, as these were just coaches' tapes to be studied later on. The game you're about to see, not only did it not have any sound, there were no graphics, no game clock, and not very many close-up action shots of the players in regular speed. Most were shown in replays because, again, this was not set up for a normal football broadcast. Producer Frankie Rosario added as many detailed graphics as possible and edited together all of the available close-up shots of the game. Once he had located the game audio, the race was on to finish the video. John Greer, who called the game 30 years ago, along with Ed Biles, had recorded their voices on game day. They were on cassette tapes for demo purposes. Those recordings recently were discovered and given to Anthony Nunez, a Houston Gambler historian. He has since given permission to the producer of the USFL Forever YouTube channel for use of the audio. Now, we must make you aware that John and Ed didn't record the play-by-play for the entire game. There were 62 minutes of missing audio that needed to be filled in. Well, to compensate for this, the producer provided the play-by-play where John and Ed did not. Finally, there was some game footage that, due to severe video distortion, could not be shown. You will, though, see graphics at the bottom of the screen explaining what happened on that particular day. Most of the game is intact and edited to the best quality possible. We hope you enjoy it. And now, let us take you to the field for the game between the Houston Gamblers versus the Los Angeles Express from 1985.
In 1984, the United States Football League had two very talented, high-profile rookie quarterbacks selected by their respective teams. No one knew at the time, but these two future Hall of Famers had more in common than anyone thought. Jim Kelly of the Houston Gamblers and Steve Young of the Los Angeles Express brought instant credibility to the league with their high-powered offenses. Kelly, out of the University of Miami, broke all types of pro football passing records with the Gamblers in the USFL's second season, including 3 in one game against the Chicago Blitz. He passed for over 5,000 yards and threw a league record 44 touchdowns in one season. The run and shoot, as they were known in Houston, was running wild as Kelly led the Gamblers to the USFL playoffs in their inaugural season. They fell short, though, in a stunning comeback by George Allen's Arizona Wranglers, ending their season in disappointment. Steve Young, who came from BYU, also had success in his first year. Despite taking over the starting job almost midway through the 1984 season, Young managed to help the LA Express finish with a 10-8 record, leading them all the way to the Western Conference Championship, where, like the Gamblers, also fell to the Arizona Wranglers. Now, these two exceptional athletes battle it out again for the second time in less than a year. Will it live up to the hype? You decide. It's the Houston Gamblers versus the LA Express. Next.
Hello and welcome to this special presentation in what promises to be an epic battle between Jim Kelly's Houston Gamblers versus Steve Young's Los Angeles Express. We especially want to welcome those who are watching on YouTube or any other social media sites for this historic event. I'm Alan Fox, and my friends, this is one game we've been waiting to see for a long time. I will be providing you with the play-by-play for certain parts of this broadcast, but John Greer and Ed Biles will be calling most of the game. Now, these two teams met in Week 10 of the '84 season at the Astrodome, where LA won it in overtime on a Tony Zendejas field goal, 27-24. It came down to the wire in that game, and it won't be any different this time around. So sit back, relax, and enjoy what we have in store for you. The opening kickoff is up next, after these messages.
Did you know the first overall pick of the 1983 USFL draft was Dan Marino from the University of Pittsburgh? Marino elected to play football in the NFL with the Dolphins instead, going on to a Hall of Fame career.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There's the answer code.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
It's finally here. Need love advice? We have the solution. Enjoy in-depth articles, blogs, and videos. Advice you can use. Join our community forums for free. Tell us your story. Upload your videos, shop online, and much more. Totally interactive website.
Welcome back, I'm Alan Fox. John Greer and Ed Biles will be joining us shortly. But first, Houston wins the toss. Tony Zendejas of the Express will be kicking off. Verdun takes it at the 11-yard line, runs to his left to the 15, the 20, the 25, down to the 32-yard line. Tackled by Tony Body, who came back after being taken out of the play. Body, as you can see, the product out of Montana State, right there, number 24, taken out of the play, but comes right back for a shoestring tackle. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Gamblers. Kelly brings his team to the line. Houston 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Ricky Sanders in motion to the right. Kelly rolls to his right. Pump fakes, throws down to Sanders to the 45-yard line for a 13-yard gain. Howard Carson, the linebacker, makes the tackle. Your lineup for the Gamblers on offense: Jim Kelly, quarterback; Sam Harrell, the running back; Gerald McNeil and Scott McGee, your wide receivers; and your slot backs are Richard Johnson and Ricky Sanders. On the line, left tackle Rick Kerr, left guard Scott Boucher, center Frank Khalil, right tackle Tommy Robertson, and right guard Dan Rosado. Houston will have it at their own 45-yard line, 1st and 10. You will see a lot of motion with this run and shoot offense. There goes Ricky Sanders in motion to his left. Kelly rolls to his left, throws, looking for Sanders, but he is not there, as it looks like there was a miscommunication. Edward Scott, the cornerback for LA, almost came up with that interception, but it looks like Sanders was looking to keep going with his route, and Kelly was expecting to stop. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 at their own 45. Safety Alonda Smith is responsible for Sanders today. Jim Kelly, over 5,000 yards, 44 touchdowns in 1984, most valuable player for the USFL. Gamblers at their own 45-yard line, 2nd and 10. Sanders in motion again to the left. Kelly rolls back to his left, pump fakes, throws down to Johnson, who beats out Troy West, and Johnson will be going down all the way to the 36-yard line. What a play by Johnson, who outran Troy West. And get West some aloe, because he just got burned, folks. Watch this. Kelly looks like he was going for Sanders for a short pass again, but then he pump fakes and sees Johnson, who outruns or outmuscles Troy West, and then he's got open real estate to the 36-yard line. Look at it again from another angle. Product out of USC, Troy West just could not bring him down. Got beat on the play. Sanders gets the Houston Gamblers another first down. Fourth play of this drive. Houston at the LA 36, 1st and 10. Sanders in motion to the left. Kelly throws a short pass to Sanders for a 4-yard gain. It looks like the play they wanted to do previously, and they managed to get it now. On defense, the lineup for the Express: David Howard, Howard Carson, the linebackers; Wyman, Henderson, Edwards Scott, the quarterbacks; Alonda Smith, the full safety; second safety, Dwight Drain, and Patillo, the nickelback. The rushmen: Georgia Chica, Eddie Weaver, Fletcher Jenkins, and Ben Rudolph. This defense was rated number 6 against the rush and number 12 against the pass in 1984. Fifth play of the drive. Houston at the LA 32-yard line, 2nd and 6. Richard Johnson in motion to the right. Kelly rolls back, throws down the middle to Vince Corville, but it is incomplete. But hold up, it is a flag on the play. There is a flag, and it might be pass interference against the LA Express defense. And it looks like that's what it is. The fans don't like it. But watch this, Corville down the middle. Doesn't look like it was catchable. But as far as the referees were concerned, it was pass interference. Watch as Corville goes up. Alonda Smith goes over the top and did not give him a chance to try to catch the ball. So it'll be a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, and Houston will get another first down thanks to the LA defense. Your referee with the call. Alonda Smith, the product out of TCU, number 21 on the LA defense, got caught with a pass interference, 15-yard penalty. And now Houston has it at the LA 17-yard line, 1st and 10. Gamblers threatening. Sanders going in motion to the left. Kelly rolls to his right, laterals it to Sam Harrell, who bobbles the ball, but Deck manages to get control and go down to the 11-yard line for a 6-yard gain. Harrell bobbled the ball, and believe it or not, Alonda Smith, making up for the last play, has a touchdown saving tackle, preventing Harrell from reaching the end zone. There's a personal foul on the next play. Your referee with the call. We're scoreless here in the first quarter, 11:49 remaining, and LA just got hit with a 10-yard personal foul. Second penalty now, 25 yards total given up. 8th play of this drive. Houston has the ball at the LA 8-yard line, 1st and goal. Sanders in motion to the left. Kelly rolls to his right, looks down the middle to Harrell, who takes the ball all the way to the 1-yard line. Harrell coming out of the backfield unaccounted for. Patillo making the tackle, as LA Express looks like they were playing man-to-man and nobody accounted for Harrell. Kelly looked towards his right like he was going to pass to wide receiver, but sees Harrell wide open. As you can see, Harrell takes it all the way to the 1-yard line as Howard and Patillo close in. The Gamblers just overpowering this LA defense. Gamblers at the LA 1-yard line, 2nd and goal, threatening. Sanders in motion to the left. Kelly rolls to his left, looks, sees Sanders open, wide open in the end zone for the touchdown, 6 points. Alonda Smith got there very late as Sanders came in motion, then came across right into the end zone, wide open. Alonda Smith was nowhere to be found. As you will see Kelly in the replay, watch as he sees Sanders right there, and there's Alonda Smith, late like a bus. And that gives the Gamblers a 6-point lead. Tony Frisch coming on for the extra point. Tommy Myers holding. The snap is good, the hold is good, and the kick is good. And so, the Houston Gamblers strike first with a touchdown from Kelly Sanders. The Houston Gamblers lead 7-0. When we come back, folks, John Greer and Ed Biles will have the call.
Did you know the Jacksonville Bowl set a USFL single game attendance record with 73,227 fans? It took place on March 4th, 1984 at the Gator Bowl against the New Jersey Generals. It's finally here. Need love advice? We have the solution. Enjoy in-depth articles, blogs, and videos, advice you can use. Join our community forums for free. Tell us your story. Upload your videos, shop online, and much more. Totally interactive website.
Setback, running back situation behind Steve Young, the quarterback for the Los Angeles Express. He hands off to his first man through. That should be Mel Gray. Mel Gray, the little 5'9", 175 running back out of Purdue. He does carry the ball, and he picks up 4 yards out to the 37-yard line. Kiki Diallo makes the stop. The offensive set for the Los Angeles Express. Steve Young, the second-year man out of Brigham Young at quarterback. Tony Body at one slot, the running back Mel Gray, the other slot back JoJo Townsell. The tight end is Gordon Hudson out of Brigham Young, and the wide receiver is Dwayne Gunn. Split backfield this time behind Young. Left-handed quarterback throws to the outside, hits his man. That's number 81. That's going to be David Hersey, the H-back, the halfback that lines up in a slot out of Tulsa, second-year man. Kiki Diallo makes the stop. He had to do single coverage against Hersey. Gets a 1st and 10 after an 8-yard pickup to the 40.
Well, it's very interesting, John. They lined up with what looked like a two-back offense that time. They had Hersey in there, and I'm sure they're thinking this will isolate that running back, in this case Hersey, who is a wide receiver, against the linebackers. They'll probably try to work on the linebackers all day long.
Slot to the right-hand side. Now they send a man in motion to the left, to the right. That's Tony Body. They throw a flag as Young rolls out to the right and hits Body underneath all the coverage, and Body is thrown out of bounds, and Mike Mitchell and Will Lewis do love taps on him after he gets out of bounds. A lot of chicken fighting after the play, but let's check the flag while we have a chance. Steve Young rolling out to his right and throwing with his left arm. A very difficult thing to do, but he hit Body on the dead run down the sideline.
Well, that's very interesting in itself, in that they did not use Steve Young on rollouts last year. They did not use it in the preseason. They came out in this opening ball game realizing the importance of it, and apparently they're going to use Young with some rollouts. There's a motion penalty against the Express that will wind up being 1st down and 15.
Obviously took at least one step forward than he should have, and that cost him 5 yards. First penalty against the Express on offense. They've had 3 penalties already in this ball game for 29 yards. 2 major penalties and now a motion penalty on their first possession to make it 1st and 15 from their own 35. Single setback. Mel Gray again. A wing to the right-hand side. David Hersey comes back in motion to the left. Gamblers in place. Man-to-man coverage. Now Young has to scramble out to the left under some pressure. Throws sidearm and throws it away. The nearest receiver may have been John Hadel himself. And it's going to be 2nd down and 10. Andy Hawkins and Pete Caton applying the pressure. A good pincher move as Hawkins took the downfield run away from him. Caton forced him to the outside.
Yeah, but that's what the Gamblers were afraid of. They had excellent coverage secondary-wise. Man-to-man, the secondary linebackers had fine coverage, but once again, Young's ability to scramble kept him from having a sack.
Steve Young down the field to number 88. That's Gordon Hudson. Hudson picks up big yardage, but there's another flag on the field back to the 27-yard line. We'll find out what that's all about.
Well, that's a big break from the gambler standpoint. Again, they called LA Express for being in motion. Hudson went across, and this is a big tight end, the second year. Well, he's really a rookie. He didn't play last year. He was injured. He and Young had played together at Brigham Young. They're all excited about his abilities in this league. He's a fine receiver. He was open. That was a big gainer, brought back, of course, by the penalty.
A 22-yard gain is wiped out by a penalty. We will check that out. It's another 5-yarder. It's another motion penalty. It's fourth penalty for 34 yards.
Well, so far the penalties have been going the gambler's way, John, but the Express look awful sharp offensively other than those penalties. It should wind up being that high-scoring game we anticipated.
So we have ourselves Steve Young now in the shotgun with a double slot to the right side. Everybody spread out all over creation. Inside handoff to Mel Gray. It's spoiled at the line of scrimmage, and he's finally knocked down by Pete Caton. The man who spoiled it was number 78 for the Gamblers, Cleveland Crosby, the fourth-year man out of Arizona who dove through and made Gray break it up.
Probably a pretty good call, though, from the Express standpoint. At least they let the Gamblers know that when they go shotgun, they will run the ball. It isn't always going to be a passing situation. That was kind of a way of saying, hey, don't lay your ears back and come after me from Young's standpoint.
We're back to play, third down, and let's call it 20 yards to go. Steve Young in the shotgun, back to pass, has time, good protection now, throws to his right, overthrows his man at the sideline. That's number 87, Leroy Campbell, a wide receiver out of Sonoma State here in California. It's long and wide over to the Gamblers sideline. It'll be fourth down, and thanks to the penalties, the Gamblers will get the ball back.
That's exactly right, John. You can't look at that situation and say that the Gamblers, the Express, stopped themselves with the penalties. They had completion for first down, but they were called back. Again, an indication that this will probably be a wide-open scoring ball game before the day is over.
7:52 left to go, first quarter. Back to punt for the Los Angeles Express, Jeff Partridge, third-year man out of Washington. Walked on as a free agent to the Express in their first year and has stayed with them ever since. Has a brother that punted for the Memphis Showboats. A low-line drive. Gerald McNeil for the Gamblers picks it up and picks up around 8 yards before he stopped at the 47-yard line of the Gamblers. Let's call it an 11-yard gain as he caught it on the dead run, and the Gamblers will take over for their second possession of the game, 1st and 10 at their own 46. There's a timeout on the field with the Gamblers leading the Los Angeles Express 7-0. This is the Houston Gambler Football Network.
Did you know Jim Kelly was the first former USFL player to make it into the Hall of Fame? Based on his subsequent career with the Buffalo Bills, he was the first former USFL player to be inducted.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
At the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, I've just decorated somebody downstairs with a white towel. Congratulations, folks. It's 7-0. The Gamblers leading. A 33-yard punt and 11-yard return by Gerald McNeil for the Gamblers. They've got their second possession going. Man in motion is Johnson to the right-hand side. Kelly back to pass. Has time. Throws underneath the coverage and almost complete. Out on the sideline declares for Dan. Good single coverage out there by number 23 for the Express. That is Ed Scott. The Gamblers will take over 2nd and 10 now at their own 48. Kelly so far 5 of 7 for 44 yards. I hope I don't drop this out. That's a nice looking shirt, Ed. I'd hate for you to lose this one. 2nd down and 10. We're just doing the laundry up here today, folks. That's all. 7:19 left to go. First quarter. Gamblers leading 7-0. If we tried to explain it all, we wouldn't be able to bring you the game. Jim Kelly hurls out to his right, throws underneath to Richard Johnson on the sideline. An excellent move to juke past the first man, and he's finally knocked down by Wyman Henderson. Dwight Drain is the one that he just juked away. Actually, I got to turn that around. Drain's who tackled him. Wyman Henderson is who he ran away from at the left corner. It is a pickup, nearly a first down yardage. Call it 9 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
You know, that's that play where they bring Johnson to the wide side of the field, make it look just like a sweep. They get him out there, throw the ball almost laterally to him. He gets a one-on-one situation, and if they miss the tackle, he can turn it into a long gainer. Now, this is a situation that the run-and-shoot offense makes it very difficult. Now they have to go into a short yardage attack. They put extra linemen in there. They'll probably be using Billy Kidd as a tight end and one wide receiver. This is an area where the Gamblers have had problems in the past.
They send one wide out to the left-hand side. That is Scott McGee. They've got 7 men who are actually offensive linemen down, and the Gamblers took too much time setting this one up. You have to change your offense. You end up changing the rhythm of the game, and you end up with 3rd and 6. Now, Ed, this is a funny thing to say, but 3rd and 1 for the Gamblers and changing their offense, or 3rd and 6 with running with what they're most comfortable. It's
well, the percentages of 3rd and 1 against 3rd and 6, of course, are much for you. They just wasn't alert enough on the sideline. Someone over there didn't get the extra people that they put in. And again, they're using Billy Kidd as a tight end and one receiver, and the extra back in that situation. They have to be ready for it. You can't afford to blow these opportunities when you have a chance early in the ball game to get points.
Now it's 3rd down and 6, and let's see if the Gamblers can connect at this point. Sanders in motion to the left-hand side. Kelly looks to his right as he drops back, fakes once, now pumps high. Sam Morrell makes a nice catch over the shoulder, 1st and 10, down to the 35-yard line. He pumped once and brought the linebackers in front of him, and then Sam just reached out behind him on the 2nd throw. Howard Carson had to push him out of bounds, but Sam Morrell made a nice play, and Jim Kelly made a nice fake.
Well, that's the first time that they have come away from the 3-receiver side. They took the slot back, put him in motion, put 3 receivers to the upper side of the field, left side. He rolled out to the left, and Sam just slipped out, made a little fake like he was going to throw it to him quick, and then he turned upfield. Good touch by Kelly. Laid it over the head of that coverage linebacker.
A gain of 14 yards on the play. 1st and 10 for the Gamblers. A crucial 3rd and 6 goes their way. They're at the Express 35. They put 2 men in the wing to the left. Now bring Ricky Sanders back in motion to the left. Kelly rolling left-hand side. Hits his man. That is Clarence Verdun all alone. Down at the 15-yard line. Alanda Smith had to come over from his safety position to cover him. And Ed, that had to be a mix-up because Verdun was just so wide open, and a safety ended up having to make the play over on the side.
Well, I don't think it was a mix-up, John, as much as the fact that they caught the Express in the so-called 2-deep defense, where you have 2 safeties back there, and underneath you have 5 defensive linemen or linebackers or second or whatever it might be playing zone coverage. And the cornerback to that side didn't get his hand on Verdun. As soon as he missed him, now he's wide open right by the sideline. It's too far for that safety to come to get there.
Jim Kelly, 8 of 10 for 87 yards so far here in the first quarter. Man in motion to the right-hand side is Richard Johnson. Kelly looking to his right as he rolls out. Throws back across the middle. Richard Johnson, a foot race, and he couldn't win it. He's down at the 5-yard line. A nice foot-saving tackle by David Howard, the second-year man out of Cal State Long Beach. It is going to be 1st down and goal at the 3, but David Howard saved a touchdown for Los Angeles because he was running against the grain and had daylight.
Well, right now, the receivers and the quarterbacks are really on the same page, and they've got the Express really confused. That time, they were in man coverage, and when you catch them in man coverage, if those slot backs run crossing patterns, that defensive back has to really run with him. That was just almost an ankle-saving tackle by Howard.
It certainly was 1st and goal, but for the Gamblers, they're inside the 4-yard line. Kelly looks to his right, has time, throws underneath the coverage. Sam Harrell, man on man. He will not get into the end zone, but he'll get down to near the 1. A nice open field tackle again by the safety, Alanda Smith. Harrell was trying to just juke past him, and he got himself 2 yards nearly inside the 2 to the 1.
Pass just a least bit high. Sam could never get completely under control. If he had gotten under control, he might have bowled his way into the end zone, John, but he was really fighting to get back under balance. Gave that defensive back a chance to wrap his arms around him.
Officially a pickup of about 2 yards. It will be down inside the 2, close to the 1, and it will be again second down and goal for the Gamblers. They send Verdun wide to the left. Wide to the right is Scott McGee. The slot backs again. Johnson and Sanders. The 7th play of the drive. Harrell, the running back. He makes a good block as Kelly rolls to his right. Throws underneath coverage again. Touchdown, Ricky Sanders. And for the second time, they burn Alanda Smith. And it is 13-0 with the extra point to come with 4:37 left first quarter. And the crowd here at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, they are not exactly on the edge of their seats over this one.
Well, so far it's been a shootout, but the shootout's been all from the Gamblers' standpoint. Going back that big third down play, now they've hit the ball 2 times, 2 great drives. Both times when they got down in the scoring area, the Express trying to play some combination coverage, and you had better spend a lot of time doing that because these receivers can work and get themselves open on the crossing routes.
Tony Fritz to try the extra point. The holder will be Tommy Myers, the veteran out of Syracuse. The snap is good, the hold is good, and Tony has it blocked. Tony has it blocked, and then Fletcher Jenkins tries to take Tony's head off, a little unnecessarily, too. But it is 13-0 as Tony just rips it right into the crowd and has it blocked away. It is 13-0. The Gamblers leading the Los Angeles Express. We're going to hate to have that one come back and haunt us if possible. Let's keep it right here with 4:37 left to go. And the Gamblers, let's talk about the offense for the moment. Just doing anything they want to at will, and Los Angeles keeps trying to, second guess them, and they're just on the wrong page right now.
Well, the Express are trying to do a lot of different things coverage-wise, and right now, Kelly's reading of the coverages and also the receiver. The offense is predicated on the receivers when that ball is snapped, as they go downfield, reading the safety, read the coverage, and then make adjustments within their routes.
Did you know the Stallions, Gold, Express, Generals, Invaders, and the Bandits were the only USFL teams to play all 3 years in their original cities? They never moved, folded, or even changed names. It's finally here. Need love advice? We have the solution. Enjoy in-depth articles, blogs, and videos, advice you can use. Join our community forums for free. Tell us your story. Upload your videos, shop online, and much more. Totally interactive website.
Alan Fox back here with you. First quarter, 4:37 to go. Houston up 13-0. The Gamblers scored on their second drive. It only took them 9 plays, with the last play being Kelly to Sanders touchdown, thus giving them a 13-0 lead. They missed the extra point. Robert Alexander back to receive for the LA Express, takes it to the 30-yard line. The Express have been struggling on defense. They've already given up 2 touchdowns to the Gamblers, considering they were rated in the top 10 in 4 categories. As you see Alexander's return there in the replay, they've given up 2 touchdowns already, so they have to find some answers. It's up to Young and the LA offense to get going and keep them in this game. They take the ball at their own 30-yard line, 1st and 10. Gray alone in the backfield. JoJo Townsend in motion to the left. Young tosses to Gray. Gray going to the left. Quickly gets tackled down by Kiki Dayala, who doesn't let him get anywhere. Gray had no open hole whatsoever, and so he gains nothing. It'll be 2nd and 10 of the Express. Let's look at the defense quickly for the Houston Gamblers. The linebackers, Mike Hawkins, Kiki Dayala, who just made that play, Andy Hawkins, Mike Mitchell, Will Lewis are the cornerbacks, Bradley Neeson are the safeties, Hughes, Taylor, Crosby, and Catan are the rushmen. Watch out for that Taylor, he's very good. 3:45 to go in this quarter, 13-0 Houston. LA 2nd and 10. They are struggling so far. Man in motion to the left. Young hands it off to Gray. Mel Gray cannot get anywhere, cannot get anything, as he loses 2 yards and he had 2 defensive men right on top of him. As it just seems like the LA offense, rushing-wise, is just stagnant so far in this game. LA fans not too happy. The Express offense in '84, they were ranked number 6 in rushing with over 2,400 yards and number 12 in passing with over 3,200 total yards. But today it seems like they have a flat tire. Young has 2 men in the backfield. It's 3rd down and 12. He's looking to pass. Gamblers, 4-man rush. Young quickly looking downfield, gets hit, throws the ball, and it's incomplete, almost intercepted by the Gamblers. And thus, the LA Express will have to punt. It looked like Young got hit as he threw, and the Gamblers missed an opportunity to get an interception there. It'll be 4th and 12. Jeff Partridge will be coming into punt. 2:28 to go in the first quarter, 13-0 Houston. The Gamblers only had 1 touchdown return on a punt return, and back in the previous season, and that was McNeil, the same person who's about to receive the ball now. Partridge gets set. He kicks. McNeil's waiting. He's got it. He goes to his right, but Troy West brings him down. A great special teams play. Troy West tackles him. And so when we come back, Houston will have the ball with 2:30 to go in the first quarter. It's 13-0. We'll be back after these messages.
Did you know at one time there were 4 former Heisman Trophy winners playing in the USFL? That's right, Archie Griffin, Herschel Walker, Mike Rozier, and Doug Flutie.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Welcome back, 2:38 first quarter. Houston up 13-0. Kelly and the Black Gamblers have the ball at their own 31-yard line. Kelly sets. He goes back to his right, looking, throws, and he's got, looks like Ricky Sanders, who picked up 8 yards on the play. It's that run and shoot. Again, they throw to their right, they throw to their left, whatever's convenient, and Ricky Sanders was open, beating Troy West. Second time West has been beaten on a play. And it'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Houston Gamblers. Kelly brings his team to the line. 2nd and 2. Kelly sets. Burrell in the backfield. Kelly goes to his right. He's looking, throws, and tries to hit McGee, but the guy's pass blocked as Edward Scott came out of the backfield to take down the ball. Nice play by Edward Scott, the product out of Grambling. Watch as Kelly looking for McGee. Same play as Sanders, the same play as before, but Edward Scott comes there and disrupts the whole play. And so thus it's 3rd down and 2. 2:05 to go, first quarter. Houston trying to keep this drive alive. Kelly sets. He goes back, hands off to Harrell. Harrell gets Looks like he's got 2 yards. He is stopped by Troy West, who made the tackle. Somebody from the Gamblers came up limping. You normally don't see the Gamblers running, but when they do, it's a sight to see, because it's so rare. But you see West stops him, and he did get the first down. Gamblers offense in 84, they were ranked number 7 in rushing with over 2,300 yards and number 1 in passing with over 5,300 total yards. Kelly had a lot to do with that, for sure. He broke 3 records against the Chicago Blitz in one game. I believe it was Week 16 in the 1984 season. And he keeps breaking records. 1st and 10. Kelly rolls to his left, looking, throws down the middle, and almost intercepted by Alonda Smith. It looks like he overthrew Sanders, his target, but Alonda Smith had it in his hands. Watch as he drops the ball. Smith out of TCU had the ball in his hands, but it looked like he had butter as he dropped it. Could have gotten an interception for his team. But now there is a flag on the play. There's a 5-yard penalty on Houston. This is their second one, I believe. Illegal motion on the offense. So now Kelly and the Gamblers, 2nd down and 15. They have the ball at the 38-yard line, 1:09 to go, first quarter. Kelly brings his team to the line. Harrell in the backfield. Kelly goes back. He's being harassed by 2 defenders. Throws it down the field. Vince Corvell catches it at the 18-yard line. What an incredible play. Watch this again. Kelly just harassed. Vince Corvell catches that pass, but Kelly was harassed by 2 defenders, as you'll see them coming up the rear there. And it's a 44-yard play, looks like. If my math is correct, Corville catches it right at the 18-yard line. And it's a 44-yard gain, so that will bring the first quarter to a close. The Gamblers are threatening now. It's the end of the first quarter. When we come back, the Gamblers will have it at the LA 18-yard line. They're up 13-0 and they want more. We'll be back after these messages.
Did you know George Allen was the only person to coach 2 different USFL teams? The Chicago Blitz and the Arizona Wranglers. It's finally here. Need love advice? We have the solution. Enjoy in-depth articles, blogs, and videos, advice you can use. Join our community forums for free. Tell us your story. Upload your videos, shop online, and much more. Totally interactive website.
While we were away on break, Jen Kelly throws a 10-yard pass to Scott McGee, putting the Gamblers at the LA Express 8-yard line. As you see, McGee splits the defenders, catches the ball, and it's 1st and goal for the Houston Gamblers. John Green and Ed Biles will be taking over the call in a moment. It's 1st and goal for the Houston Gamblers at the 8-yard line. Sanders in motion to the left. Kelly rolls to his right. He's being harassed by 3 defenders. Screen pass to Harrell, who scores a touchdown. But wait a minute, there is a penalty on the play. Bring it back, Harrell. You owe me a refund. It's not a touchdown, as it is an illegal man downfield, and looks like number 67 on the offensive line, Frank Khalil, the center. Watch as Harrell catches the screen pass. He's at the 5, but Khalil's already by the goal line, all by himself. And that is the illegal man downfield, so it's a loss of a down and 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and goal. John Greer and Ed Biles take over the call.
Jim Kelly and the Gamblers step to the ball. Standard set formation. Los Angeles' defense is up close. Now they break back away as Kelly hands off to Harrell. And Harrell fumbles the ball and brings it right back into him. And I believe they're going to get the ball back. No, they're going to say that Los Angeles came away with it. Clay Rule forced the fumble as Harrell had to jump into the air, and George Achika came away with the ball, the 2 defensive linemen for the Express, and the Gamblers squander a scoring opportunity. George Achika, the 3rd-year man out of USC, right across the street here from the Coliseum, and it is 1st and 10 for the Express at their own 17. They saved points there, Ed.
Oh, what a big play from the Express's standpoint. What a big penalty. The penalty was the call before. No touchdown for the Gamblers. That could have put them in a position of being up 20-0. Express now with the ball, and you're not going to shut the Express out the whole ball game. They'll start moving the football here soon.
Sam Harrell very dejectedly, the last offensive player, off to the sideline right now. The ball just popped out of his hands on the straight handoff. Split backfield behind Steve Young, tight into the left-hand side. Young, play action, looking to his right, hits his man at the 30-yard line. He falls down. The man making the catch was Dwayne Gunn, the 2nd-year man out of Indiana. Lightning speed, 6 foot 170. He makes the catch out to the 29-yard line. Mike Mitchell, single coverage, makes the tackle. 1st and 10 for Los Angeles.
Good execution by the Express. Lined up in a formation where both backs were to the split end side. They faked the play action draw. The wide receiver Gunn went down, worked his way to the outside. Good depth, impossible for the secondary man unless he gets underneath help.
1st and 10 for the Los Angeles Express. Single setback is Kevin Nelson. He throws underneath again to Dwayne Gunn. Gunn is knocked down by Kiki Diala and Mike Mitchell. Mitchell had the deep coverage. The under coverage was Kiki, and Steve Young split the seam out to the 43, the 2nd straight play with the 1st down attached to it, and it's 1st and 10 for Los Angeles at their own 43.
Well, after being a little conservative in the 1st quarter, he's come out this 2nd quarter putting the ball up in the air. And Hato recognizes he wants to get on the board. Wouldn't be a bit surprised to see him continue to throw the ball, mix an occasional draw in.
11:49 to go 2nd quarter. Gamblers leading 13-0. Steve Young and the Express trying to move out of their own territory after recovering a fumble. Young hands off to Kevin Nelson. Nelson, who was trouble for the Gamblers last year, jukes and jives and picks up about 1.5 yards before Pete Caden and Mike Hawkins and Cleveland Crosby all join in on the fun. Nelson trying to break free right up the middle, but when you spend that much time trying to do something like that, Ed, everybody's going to show up eventually.
Well, so far I'm sure the Gamblers defensive coaches are hoping that they run the ball. They have not had any success running the ball. Kelly here, Young has had great protection when he's gone back to put the ball in the air, so defensively you like to see him run the ball.
Both quarterbacks have been pressured only 1 time apiece. No sacks so far in the contest. 2nd down and 8. Man in motion is David Hersey to the left. Young straight drop back. 4-man rush. Plenty of time. Throws underneath. And a nice open field catch by his fellow BYU man, Gordon Hudson. 1st and 10. Gambler territory at the 34. Calvin Eason in single coverage. That pass was thrown high, and Hudson was losing his balance, but he still got up there to make the grab.
Well, what a great catch he made. He showed good hands. We're talking about a big tight end now. We're talking about 6'4", 240. Reminds me an awful lot of Dave Casper when he was in his prime. Looks like he might even have quicker feet than Dave Casper from the standpoint of breaking and moving and getting into the open area.
Hudson, who spent all last year waiting to play with an injured knee, is back. This is officially his rookie season. And he's showing off very well in his opening game. 13-0. The Gamblers leading, but the Express driving. Young, play action, has plenty of time. Single coverage. Cannot hit his man. JoJo Townsell was the intended receiver with Will Lewis back inside the 10-yard line. Townsell had inside position, but the ball was thrown a little high and a little long.
Pretty good coverage by Will Lewis, but again, you can see the experience of both Kelly and Young, what that 1 year has done for both of them. Gamblers in a blitz, Young reading it, the wide receiver reading it, went inside, went deep to the post, almost a good completion, but the experience of both quarterbacks, oh, what great quarterbacks these two are going to be in a couple more years. They're great now, but they are really going to be something else.
Steve Young, 4 of 7 for 45 yards so far in the contest. He got off to a slow start, but he's slinging it good now. Man in motion to the left-hand side, David Hersey. Young back to pass. Gamblers send 4 men. Throwing underneath the coverage, Hersey, man-on-man with Andy Hawkins. He makes the catch inside the 30 to the 26. Hersey leaping high up over Andy Hawkins, made a nice grab and comes down with another Los Angeles 1st and 10. Their first sustained drive of the afternoon, 17-yard pickup. It's inside 10 minutes to go second quarter, and they've got a 1st and 10, and it's now deep in Gambler territory.
You get that mismatch when you get a big wide receiver with speed running against the linebacker. Hersey, 6'2", 226, running on a crossing pattern. Hawkins just was a step behind him.
1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. 9:27 to go and counting. Man in motion is Body. Young throws the little swing out pass to Nelson. Nelson gets a good block from one of his offensive linemen and comes down inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. A nice pile driver by left guard Derek Kennard out of Nevada Reno puts him down inside the 20 to the 19. He's a big guy to run behind. 6'3", 275. Tackle made on the play by Hosea Taylor coming off the line of scrimmage at 2nd down and 3.
What they call the read screen, Johnny. Drop back. Receiver went to that side, but he was looking downfield. The linebackers drop off to give underneath help downfield. They throw the screen to the outside. That's what happened. Just a 6 or 7 yard play.
2nd down 3. 8:45 to go and counting down from here at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. I formation. First time we've seen that this afternoon. Man in motion is Townsell to the right. Deep handoff goes to the I back. Nelson. Nelson squirms forward and may have 1st down yardage on second effort. Kiki Diallo and Cleveland Crosby got a piece of him to start with, but he got forward almost to the 26. He needs to get to the 26 to get the 1st down. They're going to mark him about 2 feet short. And it will be 3rd down and a short yard to go. Into the ball game comes Kenny O'Neill. They're at their own 70, the Gamblers 17. O'Neill is the 2nd tight end. We're going to see a beef-type lineup. Yesterday in the USFL, Tampa Bay beat Orlando 35-7 before 45,000 at Tampa Stadium. That's where we'll be next week. On 3rd down and short, they hand off to Nelson. Nelson breaks 2 tackles and gets the 1st down. Cleveland Crosby had a shot at him, and oh, he's bemoaning the fact. He could have caught him for a 3-yard loss, but Nelson slipped past him and got 1st down yardage inside the 15.
Well, that missed tackle was a big play there. It would have been a tough decision from Hadel's standpoint. He'd have been 4th down and had to make a decision between kicking a field goal, going after it. Missed tackle, they made the 1st down.
And making them go for 3 at this point would kind of take the pressure off Tony for having had that extra point blocked. That would have still meant 2 scores to make a difference. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Man in motion to the left-hand side. Young hands off to Nelson on the left. Nelson running wide, gets good coverage out of the Gamblers, though, on defense. A pickup of only 2 yards to the left-hand side. He's running behind his big left tackle, Gary Zimmerman.
Once again, Pete Caton did a great job against Zimmerman. He got his hands on those shoulder pads, just walked him down the line of scrimmage. There was nowhere for him to go with the ball, and the linebacker was able to react and make the tackle. Just fine defensive play by Pete Caton.
2nd down and 8. Caton and Kiki Diallo both combining on that stop. It's a split backfield right now of Hersey and Nelson as Young goes back to pass. He is pressured and sacked. No, they're going to call it an incomplete pass. No, they're going to call it a fumble, I guess.
I think the Express fell on the ball. It could have been a big play for the Gamblers, but the Express fell on it.
Caton knocked Young and the ball free from each other, and they're going to give it as a fumble and make it fumble yardage for maybe a foot or so to make it 3rd down and 9. The man falling on the ball, Jeff Hart, the veteran out of Oregon State, the veteran right tackle. And And it will just be a gain of 1 yard. Team yardage, I guess. 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Split backfield. Young with his tight end to the left-hand side, looking to his left as he steps back to throw. Caton takes the inside fake, and Young runs to the outside. He almost breaks a tackle, but Calvin Eason will knock him down short of 1st down yardage inside the 8. Steve Young nearly made the play all on his own, but Calvin Eason got enough of them to knock him down before the 1st down yardage, and on will come number 11, Tony Zendejas, the 2nd-year man out of Nevada Reno, the guy who won it for the Express in an overtime game at the Dome last year with 2 42-yarders, 1 to tie and 1 to win. This time he will attempt a 26-yard field goal. Holding the ball, Jeff Partridge, the punter. The deep snapper is Wayne Jones, the regular center. The snap is good. So's the hold, and Zendejas is through with it, but there's a flag at the line of scrimmage, and we'll find out all about it here in just a second.
Well, if that's against the Gamblers, it'll be a big penalty, because they'll give them a 1st down.
Yes, it will be. But they will let it go. It is a good field goal, and it is going to be 1st down. It's going to be a new kickoff for the Gamblers, 14-3, as the Express leads by that score, or rather the Gamblers lead 13-3. There we go. We'll get it right in a minute, folks. 4:50 left to go here in the 2nd quarter. We'll be back. This is the Houston Gambler Radio Network.
Did you know there were players who spent time on USFL rosters that eventually transitioned to the NFL? 187 former USFL players made it on NFL teams.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Alan Fox with you, 4:38 2nd quarter. Houston up 13-3. As the Gamblers now trying to move the ball. They take over at their own 20-yard line. Kelly brings his team to the line. He looks to his right. He's looking to his left. Looking for a receiver. Can't find one. Pump fakes. Starts running to his right. Pump fakes. Slides down to the 26-yard line. He took a baseball slide. Couldn't find anybody. He pumped that arm twice. And so Kelly gained 6 yards for 2nd down and 4. Seems like LA was playing man-to-man and had everybody covered. Kelly brings his team to the line again, 2nd and 4. LA showing a 4-man front. Man in motion. Kelly goes to the right, throws a screen pass to Harrell, who has a wide open space. He's down to the 40, the 30, the 20, and down to the 19-yard line. Kelly basically threw a screen pass to Harrell, who was unaccounted for again, and the LA defense pretty much confused. Watch this as Kelly, he's got a couple of defenders on him. Looks like a Chica was the first one there. Throws it to Harrell on the screen. Harrell Looks like he has the whole state of California in front of him with no defender in sight as he runs on an incredible play. 55-yarder, taking the Gamblers down to the LA 19, and Harrell's out of gas. He needs a cab. 1st and 10, Kelly. Looking back, throws down and intercepted by Troy West. Troy West intercepts the ball and takes it all the way back to the 50-yard line. Unbelievable. Kelly, same play as it was in week 10 of the 84 season when they met at the Astrodome. Troy West intercepted the ball. Looks like Kelly never saw him. He was aiming for Johnson the whole time. West was looking at his eyes and he knew. He victimized Kelly the year before the same exact way as you see here. It comes right across. Kelly never saw him. Troy West brings it back, and now LA in good field position as they needed this. The defense comes up big. Kelly tackles West towards the end there with his head. First and 10, Young sets, goes back, looking to throw downfield. He's looking for the big bomb. He throws it to JoJo Tanzel, who leaps up over the defender. Mitchell basically body slams him down to the ground, but JoJo comes up with the play all the way to the 11-yard line. It's a 39-yard bomb. Young, as you'll see, he goes back, he's looking, and just launches one up in the air. Now watch JoJo Tanzel. He leaps up right at the right time. Mitchell right on his front, and then body slams him like Hulk Hogan. But as you see, JoJo Tanzel hangs on. So now the 2-minute warning, there's a timeout. When we come back, LA is threatening. Houston up 13-3. 2 minutes to go.
Did you know 15 USFL players went to the NFL Pro Bowl? It happened 1 year later after the league folded. It's finally here. Need love advice? We have the solution. Enjoy in-depth articles, blogs, and videos, advice you can use. Join our community forums for free. Tell us your story. Upload your videos, shop online, and much more. Totally interactive website.
Alan Fox back with you. 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Houston leading 13-3, but LA is threatening at the 11-yard line of the Gamblers after a Young to JoJo Tanzel pass, 32-yard pass. They put him at the 11-yard line. Tanzel got body slammed by Mitchell, but he managed to hang on to the ball. Young brings his team to the line. He sets, goes back, looking for a receiver. Looking, can't find anything. Rolls to his left, looking again, can't find anything. Runs to his left, throws down the end zone. Unfortunately, the receiver couldn't come up with it, and there is a flag on the play. And it's an ineligible man downfield. The same penalty that cost the Gamblers on their last drive. Seems like both offenses are hurting themselves with these penalties. And so now it will be 10 yards back. And a loss of down, it looks like. Ineligible player downfield, yep. And so Young and the Express, just when they were rolling, they are now set back. They really need to score some type of score here because they cannot allow the Gamblers to even score a field goal in their next possession. You don't want this game to get out of hand. 2nd and 20. Young sets. He goes back. Looks for receiver downfield, looking for JoJo. Time's out, but no! Broken up. Broken up by Lewis. Young goes back. What a play by Lewis. Real nice. Look at this. He comes across. JoJo leaps up like he did with Mitchell, but this time Lewis says, not this time, buddy. You're not Superman. 1:43 to go, second quarter. 13-3 Houston. Young goes back, looking for receiver, but it looks like he's going to get sacked by 3 guys, Mike Hawkins being one of them. And so the LA Express have to kick. And boy, that has to be a big letdown after such a big play. Young was looking and looking and looking, couldn't find anything, and quickly got sacked. A standing sack at that. Zendejas will try now a 48-yard field goal. He hit one for 26 earlier. LA needs this one. They can go away with points. The kick is good, and so Zendejas adds 3 more points. And the LA Express get a little bit closer. So when we come back, the Houston Gamblers will have the ball. They're up 13-6, 1:16 to go, second quarter.
Did you know Kelvin Bryant of the Philadelphia Stars was the last player to score a touchdown in the USFL? He scored it in the 3rd and final USFL championship game against the Oakland Invaders.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There's the answer code.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Welcome back, Alan Fox here. Tony Zendejas kicks away. 1:16 to go, second quarter. Jordan takes the ball at the 10, goes up to the 15, goes backwards now as the LA Express special teams brings him down to the 11-yard line. Frustrating day for the Gamblers, who can't get nothing going on special teams, but the LA Express certainly has kept their team in this game. 1:06 to go. Second quarter, Kelly and the Gamblers will have it around the 11-yard line. There you see a wide shot of the LA Coliseum. Not too many fans showed up to this game. They said it was 18,000, but that's 18,000 paid. They didn't have turnstiles in the USFL back then to count how many people showed up. Sanders in motion to the left. Kelly quickly rolls to his left, throws to Sanders, who drops the ball. Can't come up with the catch. And so it will be second down for the Gamblers. Seems like they've been struggling now in the last couple of possessions, especially with the penalties that they've been hit with. Chica goes out. Looks like James Robinson just came in, replacing him. LA has certainly tightened up their defense. 2nd and 10. They bring a 3-man rush. Man in motion to the left. Kelly sets. Kelly goes to his left. Hands it off to Harrell. Harrell picks up a few yards. Not much, but I don't know what Houston was intending here. They take a timeout. So we're taking a break. When we come back, Houston up 13-6, 50 seconds to go in the second quarter.
Did you know Doug Williams of the Oklahoma Outlaws was one of only 2 former USFL quarterbacks to go on to win a Super Bowl? Steve Young of the Express was the other.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There's the answer code.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Alan Fox back here with you. 50 seconds to go. Second quarter, 13-6. Houston, 3rd and 6. Kelly sets back, throws down the sideline to McGee, and it is an incomplete pass. The refs say no catch. And so the Houston Gamblers are now going to have to punt away with less than 50 seconds to go in the quarter, giving Young and the Express a chance to get some points out of it. 4th and 6. Dale Walters will come on to punt. The Houston Gamblers ran a play with Harrell. Only got a few yards, didn't call a timeout, but didn't do much with it after that. Walters' average in 84 was 41 yards punting in the previous season. Of course, they did have punt and shoot, but nothing's going to happen. Bruce Threadgill is the 3rd string quarterback. And Walters gets it away, and Dwayne Gunn calls a fair catch. He calls a fair catch, and the LA Express will have it at their own 40-yard line with about 37 seconds to go in the game in the first half. So we'll see what they can do. They managed to get down the field after a Troy West interception, but only came away with the field goal. And so now they are still looking for their first touchdown. Houston already got 2. They did miss the extra point on the second drive. Young, 2 men in the backfield. Goes back, sets, throws down the middle of the field, and hits, I believe it's Dwayne Gunn. And now they're in a hurry-up offense. They're in a hurry-up offense as the clock stops after every first down. Young, 2 men in the backfield again. He goes back. He's looking, throwing down the field, but it's intercepted by Kiki Diala. Kiki Diala intercepts the ball, and I cannot understand why he threw the ball with 3 defenders. He was aiming for Gunn, it looks like. Dwayne Gunn was covered by 3 guys. Watch Young as he rifles it down the field, but Kiki Ayala, Bradley, another defender right in front of Gunn. So I don't know what Young was thinking about, but there was no way he can manage to get a catch in that position when you have 3 defenders in front of you. Kelly brings his team to the line now. 1st and 10. Johnson in motion. Kelly goes down, looking, can't find anybody. Throws down the sidelines to McGee. Scott McGee goes all the way to the 50-yard line. Scott McGee gains 14 yards. It's that run and shoot down the sideline. The Gamblers, no secret, when they'll look down the field, but they will always have somebody either left or right of the sidelines. Watch as Kelly looking down the field, cannot find anybody. He's got a couple of defenders right on top of him. Throws it down to Scott McGee, who's wide open. McGee takes it to the 50-yard line. He beats Alon Smith. And down he goes to the 49. 1st and 10. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Kelly goes back, throws, pump fakes, throws, and no receiver in sight. I believe he might have thrown it away because there was no receiver within 10 yards, as you'll see. Kelly looking, pump fakes. He's hit as he throws, and he goes right down the sidelines. It'll be second down and, I believe, second down and 10 with 5 seconds to go. Not much you can do here. It's too far away for a 20-foot field goal. We'll see what they come up with. The Gamblers come to the line. 5 seconds before the half. Here comes Kelly throwing down the field to Johnson, who gets it to the 20. And that's the end of the first half. What an exciting ball game so far. A lot of mistakes, but both teams are playing very hard. It is halftime. We'll be back after these special messages. Houston up 13-6.
Did you know punter Sean Landeta was the last former USFL player to play in the NFL? Landeta announced his retirement on March 6, 2008. It's finally here. Need love advice? We have the solution. Enjoy in-depth articles, blogs, and videos. Advice you can use. Join our community forums for free. Tell us your story. Upload your videos, shop online, and much more. Totally interactive website.
Hello, everyone. I hope all the fans and players are enjoying the game. Yes, there is plenty more action to come.
Elmo believes that the Express will come back and win the game. Yeah, the Express.
You know this game was played 30 years ago, don't you?
Yeah,
We already know who won.
but we have the audio now. They may have lied to us. Yeah, they may have lied, and they're gonna come back and win by 1 point. Yeah, 1 point.
Well, folks, let's go back to the game now, and I'm going to pull Elmo on the sideline and explain why we know what we know. Have a great time. Bye-bye. Oh, good grief.
Elmo loves you. Bye-bye.
Welcome back to the second half. Steve Young and the LA Express take over at their own 35-yard line. We're at the beginning of the third quarter. Young rolls to his left. He's looking, doesn't find anyone, so he rolls down the sidelines and picks up a nice 5-yard gain. Since he didn't find anyone, he decided, let me take off. And as you can see, Young has speed. He actually ran for 515 yards in 1984 with 7 touchdowns. 2nd and 5, and some fans having a good time. There's a guy with no shirt on. Man, you look cool, dude. Beautiful cheerleaders as well. And Unfortunately, I have nothing to cheer about because the LA offense hasn't given them anything to cheer about. 2nd and 5, 13-6, third quarter. Young hangs off to Mel Gray, who only gets 1 yard as Hosea Taylor came out of nowhere, beat his man at the line, and watch, just hits him straight on. And only 1 yard gain for Mel Gray. Hosea Taylor, what a talent. He's been victimizing this LA offense all day long. 2nd and 4 for LA. Young brings his team to the line at the 40-yard line. Body in motion to the left. Young goes to his left, throws to Body. Body looking for a first down, misses by 1 yard. He had a shot at it, but looks like Will Lewis stopped him. And they might be short, and yes, they are. They were supposed to get to the 45-yard line, but they're 1 yard short, so they will punt, and that will not make the LA fans too happy. They have not had anything to cheer about so far in this game. 4th and 1. There's the cheerleaders, very quiet. Jeff Partridge back to punt. He's been punting all day. He kicks it off. McNeil waiting to receive it. McNeil takes it, goes to his left. He's at the 15, but he's knocked down by number 56. Great play on special teams by the LA Express. I'll tell you one thing, the LA Express have been doing well on special teams. As you'll see, McNeil gets hit right about now, shoestring tackle by number 56. John Green and Ed Biles will be joining us momentarily, folks. So hold on, as I will pass the mic off to them. John Green and Ed Biles will be joining us momentarily. They'll be taking over the call. It'll be 1st and 10 right now. Houston, 13-6, third quarter. Johnson in motion to the far left. Kelly rolls to his left, throws to Johnson, who goes all the way to the 20-yard line for a 6-yard gain. Nice play by Johnson there. Folks, if you want to know about the Houston Gamblers history, go to HoustonGamblers.com, the web's biggest and best Houston Gamblers site. You'll find plenty of photos, memorabilia, updates on players, biographies, pictures, you name it. You'll find it there. HoustonGamblers.com for all your Houston Gamblers history. The Gamblers up to the 19-yard line, 2nd and 6. Sanders in motion to the right. Kelly rolls to his right, throws to Sanders, who is met by Wyman Henderson, who takes him down to the 18-yard line. Looks like he lost a yard. Sanders, it looks like he was running an out route, but as you'll see, Wyman Henderson had it pegged all the way. He was not fooled. All day long, the Gamblers have been doing this. And this is how they got that 55-yard run from Harrell, as Wyman Henderson alertly takes down Sanders after the catch. So now the 3rd and 5 for the Gamblers. Sanders motion to the left. Harrell in the backfield. Kelly rolls to his left, looking, throws, incomplete. Incomplete, could not. It looks like he was going for Scott McGee, but McGee was covered by 2 defenders. 12:41 to go in the third quarter. And so Houston will punt away. John Green and Ed Biles have the call, folks. Take it away, guys.
Dale Walters had a 41-yard punt in the first half. This will be his second one. They lined up in a regular formation, and now they come back to punt it away. It's the punt and shoot formation we talked about in the preseason game against Birmingham. So far, we haven't seen any trickery out of it yet. Walters, fumbled the snap, and he's going to have to eat the ball at the 15-yard line. As Dale laid himself out to punt the ball away, he let the ball slip out of his hands. It's bounced forward 1 yard. Dale picked it up and was hit immediately. It's going to count as a rushing play and a loss of yardage back to the 15-yard line.
Well, John, we talked early in the pregame show about the effect that turnovers would have. This turnover is going to be a big one. We'll give LA the Express on the 15-yard line going in. And we said early part of the third quarter was extremely important.
So Los Angeles put an asterisk beside that one. The Express first and 10 at the Gambler 15. Young back to pass, looking, has an hour and a half to throw in the end zone, tipped away. Oh, Mike Hawkins, what a play. Hawkins jumped up in the air just in time to bat it away from the intended receiver, Gordon Hudson. And it is second down and 10 from the 15. A touchdown saver then by Mike Hawkins, the older of the Hawkins brothers.
Well, that was a fine play by Hawk. That's a play that he's looked at 100 times in his career down there, where they take the tight end and drive him to the corner and bring the outside receivers underneath. Young elected to go deep, and if Hawkins hadn't gotten that hand up there, that would have been 7.
Gordon was way back in the corner of the end zone all alone, and Mike just stuck up his hand at the right time. Split backfield, second and 10 from the Gambler 15. Young, quarterback draw at the 10, gets a good block and gets down to the 7 before Luther Bradley finally buries him with help from Durwood Rockmore, but it is going to be third down and 2, a pickup of 8 yards on the play by Steve Young.
Well, when a quarterback can do that to you down in that area, you're forced to play a lot of man-to-man coverage with your people, and you really don't account for the quarterback. And he looked that situation over. Wouldn't have been a bit surprised he may have audible to that play.
Third down and 1. The Gamblers were showing pass in their defense. Now they bring in their heavyweights. Ricky Young is in at linebacker, replacing Kiki Diala. Ricky outweighs Kiki by about 30 pounds. Split backfield. Young hands off. Kevin Nelson has first down yardage inside the 3 to near the 2. He's driven back by Luther Bradley and Will Lewis, but not before he has first and goal at the 3. Give him a pickup of 3 yards.
Well, that's what you'd expect out of Gary Zimmerman and that offensive line of the LA Express. It's a fine offensive line. They just came off the ball on the starting count, got into their blocks, and of course Nelson just blew into there and made the yardage. Fine offensive line, and very difficult to stop him for less than a yard.
Gary Zimmerman and Derek Kennard, the left side of that offensive line, really pushed forward and gave Nelson the room for the first down. First and goal at the 3-yard line for Los Angeles, looking to tie this ball game up. Hersey in motion to the right-hand side. Young roll out. Now he's under pressure and he's sacked. Big defensive play by the Gamblers back to the 15-yard line. The man coming up with it, Hosea Taylor, right up the pipe. That is his second sack of the day, help from Mike Hawkins, and it will be second down and goal. The ball will rest outside the 15.
Well, they had the perfect defense called. LA was trying to come with a play-action pass. He was faking to the running backs, was going to come off of it and look for somebody. When you have a blitz called, very difficult to pick up those linebackers when they're blitzing. Perfect call, good execution. And, of course, now it's got second down and a long way to go for the Express.
Actually, second and goal from the 14-yard line. A loss of 11 yards on the play. Young, straight drop back with a single setback. Under some pressure from up the middle. He's going to be tripped up. Pete Caton, another sack for the Gamblers. And boy, are we getting him at the right time. A loss of 5 yards as Caton just took his ankles out from under him.
Well, Caton got the sack, but give a lot of credit to Jose Taylor. They had a stunt on where Jose Taylor went upfield. Caton came underneath him. And what Jose Taylor did is he went upfield. He grabbed both the left tackle and the left guard and kept them from coming off on their block to get to Pete Caton. Caton got the sack. Great play by Jose Taylor.
The sacks on the team, 3 sacks for 28 yards and losses. They have hit them twice here. They hit them once early in the second quarter to save what could have been touchdown territory. Gamblers showing 10 men on the blitz. Now they break it up and fall back deep. Young back to pass, has a man, overthrows him. He jumped too early. The man going for the pass was Dwayne Gunn. Single coverage with Durwood Rockmore and Mike Mitchell also in the area. And Gunn just jumped too early. He was coming down when the ball went over his head. It's incomplete, and Los Angeles gets stuffed after first and goal at the 3.
Boy, just a great defensive effort by the Gambler defense. They were really put in a pressure situation. LA takes the ball over on your 15-yard line and holding it to a field goal. It's time the offense gets back in gear now. The defense has held this to 3 field goal attempts during the course of the ball game. You can't keep that up all day.
A 37-yard attempt now by Tony Zendejas. He's 2 of 2 on the day, including a 48-yarder. This one's a little punch shot, and it is good. It is 13-9. 13-9, the Gamblers lead the Los Angeles Express. We'll be back. This is the Houston Gambler Football Network.
It's finally here. Need love advice? We have the solution. Enjoy in-depth articles, blogs, and videos, advice you can use. Join our community forums for free. Tell us your story. Upload your videos, shop online, and much more. Totally interactive website.
Well, the memories are awesome. Not just watching the videos that bring back memories of playing the game, but seeing a lot of the players and coaches and faculty that was here back in the office. It's a great feeling. I'm so glad that I made the time to come here because my schedule is so busy. When I found out they were having a reunion, I was like, I got to clear the way to be here. And then, of course, when I come here and see everybody, brings chills. I just had chills. It's awesome.
Oh, yes, we had such a good time with the Gamblers. A good team and a good time. So it's very fun.
Reliving some wonderful memories at the Houston Gamblers reunion back in 2010. Thanks to HoustonGamblers.com for that footage. And you see Jim Kelly signing autographs. Of course, the late Jack Pardee, the coach of the Houston Gamblers, passed away in 2013. Scott Boucher, of course, he organized that event. Did a great job. Thank you, Scott. Houston Gamblers still keep in touch and still a family. It's 10:03 in the third quarter. Houston up 13-9. LA Express scored 3 points. And that's all they've been scoring is field goals all day long as Verdun gets the ball and brings it up to the 25-yard line where he is tackled down. Once again, HoustonGamblers.com. If you want to see videos of that reunion, HoustonGamblers.com is where you go. The web's biggest and best Houston Gamblers site. It's got plenty of memorabilia, photos, player biographies, videos, especially with the reunion. As I stated, it was all a lot of fun. It was back in 2010, a little over 4 years ago, coming up on 5 years. But we thank Scott Boucher for putting that together and everyone involved. First and 10 for Houston, 13-9, third quarter. They're at their own 25-yard line. Johnson in motion to the left. Kelly rolls to his right, looking. He's got 3 defenders on him, but throws a screen to Johnson. Johnson takes it all the way to the 40-yard line. Kelly was being manhandled by 3 defenders, but he found Johnson on the screen, as you'll see now. Kelly looking downfield, but then all of a sudden realized, wait a minute, I got 3 big boys coming at me. Let me throw it away to Johnson and let him pick up the slack. Johnson actually comes between 2 defenders and gets roughly to the 38-yard line. First and 10. Johnson in motion to the left. Kelly goes back, throws, looking for Johnson, but it looks like there was a miscommunication as Johnson was just standing still and Kelly kept throwing forward. It looked like definitely miscommunication on Johnson's part. It'll be roughly third down, 8:44 to go, third quarter. Houston Gamblers not real too tight in this second half right now, as opposed to the first. Looks like LA defense made some adjustments. Second and 10. Harrell alone in the backfield. Kelly rolls to his right, looking, throws, looking for Sanders, but Sanders cannot come up with the ball. incomplete, will be 3rd and 10. Once again, they're running that run and shoot to the right side. They do that a lot. But on that play, unfortunately, Sanders could not come up with it. McNeil coming in. Looks like Scott McGee is coming out. Yep, that's what it is. McNeil replaces McGee. So the Gamblers are looking at 3rd and 10 at their own 40-yard line. LA with a 3-man front now. Looks like it's Johnson in motion. Kelly goes to his left, but he's sacked. Tackled down by the big man, Ben Rudolph. I believe that's it. Yeah, it is Ben Rudolph. He came unaccounted for. He just went right through like a freight train and brought Kelly down to the 28-yard line for a loss of 12 yards. And so the Houston Gamblers are going to have to punt. And once again, they're in that punt and shoot formation, but they go back. It's just a trickery that they try. Nothing's going to happen. Dale Walters, who got his last punt blocked, I'm sure he'll be careful this time with the ends. Dale just gets it off, and it looks like a fair catch is being called by Dwayne Gunn, and he gets it. And so LA will have the ball around the 30-yard line. 7:56 to go in the quarter. When we come back, the Express will have the ball. Gamblers up by 4.
It's finally here. Need love advice? We have the solution. Enjoy in-depth articles, blogs, and videos. Advice you can use. Join our community forums for free. Tell us your story. Upload your videos, shop online, and much more. Totally interactive website.
2 former USFL alums making it to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Kelly in 2002 and Young in 2005. Of course, everybody remembers Kelly's speech on his son, Hunter. Beautiful moment for him. And of course, Young winning his Super Bowl, really taking the monkey off his back. 7:56 to go, third quarter. LA will have it at the 35-yard line, or 30. I believe it's 30. Young throws quickly to Gunn, who takes it for 10 more yards all the way up to the 41-yard line. He just rolled his way for the last 5 yards. Nice play by Gunn as Kelly throws a screen. Gunn quickly takes it down the sideline. Watch right here as Gunn, he'll get 5 yards, but then all of a sudden does a wheelbarrow and starts rolling down the turf for extra yardage. That's extra work there. 1st and 10. Young goes back looking to throw, and now he is sacked. Oh, he is sacked. It looked like Hosea Taylor broke up the play in the offensive line, as you'll see, and Kiki Deala as well, and all of a sudden Catan was in there, and Steve was like a gazelle among the lions. He got away from the first group, but couldn't get away from the second group. So it's a loss. Hosea Taylor has been giving the Express fits all day long. Loss of 5 yards, 2nd and 15. Young brings his team to the line. Body is in motion to the left. Looking. He's going downfield. He's got an open man. He's got JoJo Tanzel, who fakes out Williams Lewis, and goes all the way for the 6 points. JoJo Tanzel had plenty of space between him and the defender and just burned him in the end. Did a little shake and bake, and guess what? Got the 6 points. As Young congratulates Tanzel and says, hey, I saw that shake and bake. I liked it. Watch Young as he throws it. He is eyeing him all the way. JoJo Tanzel was the leading receiver for the LA Express in '84. As Young goes to throw, watch the space between the defender and JoJo Tanzel. That is Lewis. And now watch JoJo as he hold up. Road running coyote. And look, Lewis then gets hit from underneath. Got a flat tire, and JoJo Tanzel goes in for the score. A beautiful pass for 6 points, and finally the fans of the LA Express have something to cheer about. As you see, Lewis was too far behind. A little shake and bake there, and down he went. So the LA Express finally take the lead. They were chipping away, and finally they got one. So Tony Zendejas will come in for the extra point. As LA, this would put him up by 3. Zendejas kicks. The extra point is good, and so the LA Express go up by 3 points and finally get on the scoreboard with a touchdown. And the Houston Gamblers are behind for the first time. When we come back, 5:27 left in the third quarter, Houston will have the ball. 16-13 LA.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Flutie back at the Coliseum, third quarter, 5:27 to go. The LA Express just took the lead with a 65-yard touchdown pass from Young to JoJo Tanzel. They're up by 3. Zendejas kicks off. Jordan receives it. He goes to his left. He's up to the 20, back to the 15. He's running around looking for some space. Finally gets to the 26-yard line. Nice job by Jordan, who was pretty much covered for a loss by this LA Express special teams. So now we have an interesting ball game, folks. LA, the offense was chipping away, and finally got a touchdown, giving these fans something to cheer about. JoJo Tanzel had plenty of space between him and Lewis, beating out his defender. So now Houston has to respond. They're at their own 26-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Sanders in motion to the left. Kelly rolls to his left, looking downfield. Nope, he can't find it. He is scrambling out of the pack and throws a lateral to Harrell. It looked like Kelly was about to be sacked, but he manages to get out of the pack and shovels it to Harrell. But there is a penalty, illegal motion on the Houston Gamblers, so it is nullified. Harrell gained a few yards, but unfortunately the illegal motion penalty will bring that back. You'll see there's Kelly. He's got a couple of defenders on him. Suddenly he disappears from camera view, as you see. And then shovel passes it to Harrell. Harrell picks up a few yards, taken down. but unfortunately off or not. 5-yard penalty. This is the third one so far in the offense for the Gamblers. It will be second down around the 21-yard line, second and 15. 16-13, 4:22 to go, third quarter. Kelly sets. Sanders in motion to the left. Kelly goes to the left, throws down to McNeil. Open down the sideline, picking up the first down to the 38-yard line. McNeil went down the sideline wide open. Nobody was watching him. He was able to pick up the first down. Houston on the move now. The Gamblers were struggling after the last couple of series. They were 3 and out. Now suddenly a couple of good plays, even though there was that penalty, the 5-yard legal motion penalty, they still managed to get the first down and keep moving. Kelly up to the line. Johnson in motion to the left. LA 4-man front. Kelly goes back, looking downfield, throws and incomplete as Harrell was manhandled by number 99, Mr. James Robinson. Look at this. He was all over him like a diaper on a baby's bottom. Harrell just could not get a break on that play. So now it'll be second down and 10. LA defense seems to have picked up his pace, as they must have made some adjustments after halftime and said, you know, enough is enough with this run and shoot. We're going to be controlling this game. And sure enough, they've kept their team in the game, especially with the special teams. And they're up by 3. Kelly comes up to the line. Looks like Johnson's in motion to the right. He hands off to Harrell. Harrell picks, going for a few yards, gets even more as he runs up the middle to the 48-yard line. Looks like he might have picked up 9 yards. Watch as Kelly throws the defense off guard and just decides, let me hand it off. Houston Gamblers don't run much, but when they do, you gotta watch out. As Harrell, who was the second leading rusher in 1984, behind Todd Fowler, Harrell had a bad injury, which of course ended his season. It will be 3rd and inches on this play. Houston Gamblers now driving. Let's see what they can come up with. Kelly brings his team to the line. Around the backfield. Johnson in motion again to the right. Kelly handing was faked off to Harrell, but fumbled the ball. It looked like him and Sanders got confused, and there was a mix-up on the line. As you will see, he faked it to Harrell, and then all of a sudden Johnson, who was coming across, it looks like Georgia Chica disrupted the play. Yep, there it is. Georgia Chica actually killed 2 birds with 1 stone. He hit Harrell and bumped right into Sanders, which caused Kelly to fumble the ball. And there's a Chica celebrating. And that means Dale Walters is coming in to punt for the Houston Gamblers. Wow, what a play. 4th and inches after the Gamblers were driving. Walters had his last punt blocked, but this time he's careful. Oh, he just got it off. And it looked like it was blocked. And wow, LA is going to get some great field position at the 45-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10. So when we come back, folks, LA will have the ball again. It is 16-13 Los Angeles, 2:30 to go, 3rd quarter. We'll be back.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Welcome back here, Alan Fox with you. 2:30 third quarter, 16-13 Los Angeles. LA has great field position at the 45-yard line after Dale Walters had his punt slightly blocked. So it's 1st and 10. Young goes back. Looking downfield, throws to Leroy Campbell, who's wide open all the way to the 8-yard line. And guess who he beat? Mr. Lewis. The same guy who got beat by JoJo Tanzel on a 65-yard touchdown pass on the prior possession. And so now LA has got this offense rolling. As you see Young go back, he's got Leroy set in his sights, and downtown Leroy Brown gets it done as Leroy Campbell. Look at the beautiful pass. The defender is beat. All Lewis can do is hang on. And so it'll be 1st and goal. Young runs to his right. He's looking, he's going to run all the way to the 2-yard line. It looked like he was beat, but then he got all the way to the 2-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal. Due to video distortion, we're unable to show you the next play. Kevin Nelson scored on a 2-yard run with 27 seconds left in the third quarter. Tony Zendejas kicked the extra point, thus giving the LA Express a 23-13 lead. And so we're going to pick up the game at the start of the fourth quarter with the Houston Gamblers, 3rd and 9. John Greer and Ed Biles pick up the call.
Kelly brings them up. 3rd down and 9. Los Angeles backs off in a deep zone as they send Sanders in motion to the left-hand side. Kelly, 4-man rush, throws the little shuttle pass to Sam Morrell. Sam's got to get 10, and he's not going to get it. He fumbles forward. Los Angeles comes up with the ball at the 32-yard line. Sam was not going to get first down yardage. He fumbled forward. Los Angeles picks it up at the 32.
Well, that's what drives you crazy when you're standing on that sideline coaching. Jenkins and Pardee came up with a good call. It was that screen play. He was very close to making the first down, but as they got hit, he fumbled the ball. The Express now taking over in the Gambler territory. And really, you know, that's the things that drive coaches just absolutely batty. Here you are, thinking you made a great call, thinking you had the first down. Now they get the ball in your territory.
Ed Scott, the right side cornerback, comes up with the ball for the Los Angeles Express. It's 1st and 10 for Steve Young in LA with a 10-point lead. 3 turnovers in the ball game for the Gamblers so far. A flag will stop play before it gets totally underway. Young was looking to his left and had a big screen set out to the left-hand side. But the flag will go against Los Angeles. It will be an illegal procedure call against the Express. It'll be 1st down and 15. Check this out, Ed. In the third quarter, after the Gamblers had controlled the ball so well in the first half, the Express had 161 yards of offense. Houston, 35.
And that was almost a reverse of what the first quarter was. The Gamblers in the first quarter had 162. And we talked earlier, John, about the effects that turnovers would have. Whatever team gave their quarterback the ball, the Gamblers have had 3 fumbles that was turned over and an interception.
Now the Gamblers on defense. 1st and 15. Young back to pass. Throws under the coverage to Wayne Gunn. Is arm wrestled down by Mike Mitchell. Mitchell pulling a rodeo move over the top of Dwayne Gunn to knock him down after a pickup of around 6 yards. It's down to the 31-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Well, they just picked up the yardage they lost on the penalty. That underneath pattern where the inside people kind of go down and clear out and the outside receivers run back underneath. Mitchell was running right with him. Did a good job of making a tackle.
2nd and 9. They set up with a slot to the left-hand side. Single set back is Mel Gray. Man in motion is Townsell back to the right. The pitch goes to Gray. Gray running behind a couple of blockers, cannot do anything, and Mike Hawkins stacked them up. Gray not being able to decide whether he wanted to go inside and out or outside off the block of his right tackle. Jeff Hart just ran up his back, and Mike Hawkins took advantage of it. A pickup of only about 1 yard, officially 1. It's going to go down to around the 29-yard line.
Nice play by Luther Bradley. He read the play perfectly, came up strong on a force from the outside from his safety position. Didn't allow him to have any running room. Now, a big 3rd down play from the Express's standpoint and the Gamblers' defensive standpoint.
a 10-point lead. Express looking to try and improve it. Hersey in motion to the left-hand side. Gray the single setback. Young straight drop back. Gamblers with 5 men on the rush, and he threw wide and outside of Hersey, going out to the far sideline at about the 16. Man in coverage with him was Sandy LeBeau, and it is going to be 4th down and 9 yards to go. And the field goal kicker, Tony Zendejas, will come out again. This time he's going to shoot for a 41-yarder. So far today, he's got a 37, a 48, and a 26-yarder.
Well, this is going to be another about 46 or 47-yarder, John. It's going to be a key kick here now. Let's see if we can get him out of the streak of all these. He's made a bunch in a row.
15 in a row. This one's on its way. It's got the distance and the direction, and it's good. 16 in a row, dating back to last year for Tony Zendejas, and it's 26-13. As they say on the scoreboard, Tony Z good for 3, and the Gamblers trail the Express by 13. We'll be back in a minute. This is the Houston Gambler Football Network.
It's finally here. Need love advice? We have the solution. Enjoy in-depth articles, blogs, and videos. Advice you can use. Join our community forums for free. Tell us your story. Upload your videos, shop online, and much more. Totally interactive website.
Here in Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Express leading the Houston Gamblers by a count of 26-13. Zendejas with his 16th straight field goal attempt successful here in this ball game, or a string. He's got 4 in this ball game and 12 from last year in a row. Zendejas kicks off high and short to Clarence Verdun at the 10-yard line. Verdun gets past one man, and now he's got a whole load of trouble as everybody shows up at around the 12-yard line. The man who finally got the wrestle job on him was John Higgins, but about 4 men had clean shots at him. Clarence trying to dig himself to the outside, couldn't do it. A kickoff return of only 2 yards.
Just a tremendous special team effort by the LA Express, John. The Express's special teams just done an outstanding job here today. Their punt coverage team forcing the bad snap, forcing the punt block, covering the kickoffs, forcing the Gamblers to start from poor field position. Well, the Express special teams coach has to be awfully excited right now.
He's throwing across the middle, overthrows and floats one. Richard Johnson trying to do the streak pattern, trying to split the seam between Alonda Smith and Daryl Batillo, and wasn't able to do it. Alonda Smith's the man the Gamblers burned very much in the first quarter, Ed, and they haven't been able to isolate a one-on-one situation with him since.
Well, their secondary has really settled down. Early they were trying to mix a lot of things up, but right now they're playing a lot of basic things, and Jim seems to be, and the receivers having trouble coordinating what they're seeing and what they're doing and what the kind of breaks and moves they should make.
The Gamblers come up on 2nd down and 10 from their own 13. Kelly throws the little quick one out to Johnson, and Johnson's going to pick up 1st down yardage out to the 24. That time they were able to isolate on one man. Patillo made the tackle, help from Alonda Smith and Howard Carson.
Well, that's a play that the Gamblers needed. They need a few confidence plays now where Jim gets back into the rhythm. They really have given Los Angeles so many opportunities in the LA's last 4 possessions. They started at the Houston 15. They got a field goal. Houston 30, got a touchdown. The Houston 31, where they got a field goal, only one time was on the LA 46, and that's only half the field for a touchdown.
Jim Kelly right now 4 of 11 in the half. He's 21 of 35 overall. Kelly back to pass, under some pressure. He's going to be sacked from behind. Ben Rudolph, his second of the day. Ben Rudolph, the 6'5", 270-pounder out of Cal State Long Beach, picks up his second sack of the day, and it's a big one. It's second down and call it 15 yards to go. The Gamblers have to score, just flat have to score on this possession.
Well, and the LA Express also know that. The defensive linemen are just really laying their ears back now, saying, hey, let's don't worry about the running game. Let's just get in there, see what we can do to disrupt the pattern. Any kind of coverage at all. If Jim has to cock the ball and bring it back, they're going to be on top of him.
Scott McGee is wide to the left, wide to the right. Clarence Verdun, man in motion to the left-hand side out of the slot. Ricky Sanders. Kelly throws underneath. Sam Harrell. Sam has to get away from the lineman. He does. He breaks a big one out near the 40-yard line. Alanda Smith and Wyman Henderson bring him down, but not before he gets out close to the 40-yard line. 1st and 10. Scott Boucher, the guard for the Gamblers, gets up limping on his right leg, but he's going to stay in the ball game, and the Gamblers have a 21-yard gain and a first down.
Well, that's a screen. They've had good success with that. The only time they had a problem with it was called back on the touchdown early in the ball game. But that was that sprint out screen where he rolls to his right, looks for Sam underneath with those linemen.
Billy Kidd, the backup guard for the Gamblers, comes on, the second-year man from the University of Houston, to replace Scott Boucher. Otherwise, it's first unit all the way. Vince Corville now in for Scott McGee at one wide receiver. Sanders in motion to the left-hand side. Kelly back to pass, looking, throws underneath, intercepted by Troy West. He may go the distance. The only man who can touch him is Kelly, and he will not do so. Scores. Troy West, exactly the same play that he got an interception on last time in the first half. This one's a 41-yarder. Second interception of the day against Jim Kelly. The second one by Troy West. And this one goes for a score. And this one puts a big damper on the Houston Gamblers' chances. 9:47 left to go, fourth quarter. And it is now 32-13. LA.
Nothing to say. He threw the ball into their hands, John. When you throw it into the defensive back's hands with no one between you and the goal line, they're going to take it in for a touchdown. And the poise that they had early in the ball game right now has disintegrated.
The extra point to come by Zendejas is good. So with 9:47 left to go in the ball game, the Los Angeles Express have just exploded here in the second half, and they lead 33-13. We'll be back. This is the Houston Gambler Football Network.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Here at the Los Angeles Coliseum, the Houston Gamblers trailing the Los Angeles Express by a 33-13 count. Houston scored 13 points in the first quarter, and it was 13-0 as they entered the second quarter, but since then the Express have done all the dancing here. It's 33-13. Zendejas to kick off. With the wind behind him, he still chips it up short to try and keep the Gamblers from getting a good run back. Verdun at the 20, the 23, slips past some people, gets out to the 25, and is finally knocked down at that point by Daryl Patillo at the 25-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for the Gamblers, and with a 20-point deficit, they need to load and fire on almost every play.
Well, they're going to be forced to do that, and of course that's what they've been doing, but I would think more important than that, with you on this game. The Gamblers will need some kind of breaks and some type of help to get back into the ball game. But I think it's important from the standpoint of this being early in the season that they settle down and try to get a little bit of confidence. Even if they only come back and score a few points here now, it'll give them a lot of confidence when they have to go on the road again next week.
Next week against Tampa Bay, and then 2 weeks from now in Oakland against the Invaders. Man in motion is Sanders to the left-hand side. Kelly rolls out to his left and throws, and almost intercepted again. Gerald McNeil, the intended receiver, and the man coming across to bat it down is Alanda Smith, and I do believe Alanda Smith has acquitted himself of all charges from the first quarter, Ed.
Well, they were talking earlier before the ball game that the Express people felt like those two safeties, Smith and Brain, were really as good as safeties as they're Brown. And since they have settled down, they are covering a lot of field, a lot of ground, and getting their hands on a lot of footballs. Evidently, Kelly is telegraphing where he's going because they are really getting a great break on the ball.
They've been rotating their zone away from where Dwight Drain plays. They have to throw weak side to put him in the play, and he hasn't heard his name much. As the Gamblers throw down on the right side, Clarence Verdun makes the catch in the sideline, and he's knocked out of bounds by Darryl Patillo. Patillo's been out there all day long, so you can just safely say the Express has been using 5 defensive backs and sometimes 6 all day, but the catch is good up to the 47-yard line, and the Gamblers have 1st and 10, their own 47 after the 21-yard gain.
Well, he just ran down the sideline, and that time Jim put the ball in there, and that safety couldn't quite cover that much yardage to get over to it.
1st and 10. Gamblers with 9:03 left to go in the ball game, trailing by 20. Sanders in motion to the left. Kelly back to pass, looking deep across the middle, has his man Richard Johnson. It's a foot race at the 10, at the 5, and oh my goodness, what a fake job by Gerald McNeil, or rather by Vince Corville, to walk Darryl Patillo into the sideline, and Johnson just walked on in. A big play by the Gamblers to equalize the first of 20 points.
Well, they really needed that play in this drive and to get something on the board, and of course I'm not so sure that they have a chance, but things can happen, but that for their confidence standpoint and the belief in each other, that was a big drive for them to score and put points on the board.
Johnson's first touchdown reception of the year, his 8th catch of the day for 151 yards and a score, and Tony Fritsch will be on to attempt the extra point.
Well, they're probably deciding over there now because Tony isn't out. It looks like they're talking about the possibility of going for a 2-point conversion. Well, now Tony's out there. There was some confusion of what's going on. Down to 10 seconds on the 30-second clock.
Tommy Myers set to take the snap. He does in plenty of time. Tony kicks the extra point. It is good, and it is 33-20. Los Angeles leading, but the Gamblers trying to come back in this one. Let's take a timeout with the Gamblers trailing by 13, 33-20. Now this word from our local stations.
It's finally here. Need love advice? We have the solution. Enjoy in-depth articles, blogs, and videos, advice you can use. Join our community forums for free. Tell us your story. Upload your videos, shop online, and much more. Totally interactive website.
to play here at Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. The Gamblers have scored in less than a minute's time, and it's 33-20. Dale Walters will kick off for the Gamblers. Ed, we still got enough time to just play regular football, no tricksters, and still get back in it. But we need to get the ball back.
Oh, there's 9 minutes left to go in the game. Defense now needs a 3-and-out situation, and of course they have to score again quickly. But the game isn't over, but they have to do better than what they've been doing so far.
Dale Walters kicks one. It's going to be handled on one hop by Tony Body. And Body, check that. That's Anderson. He's going to come forward. He's still on his feet, but finally knocked down at the 22-yard line. He accepted the ball at around the 14 and picked up around 8 yards on the play. And the Gamblers will start their defensive unit against Los Angeles and Steve Young at the LA 22.
It'll be interesting to see John Hale's approach right now, whether he'll sit on this league and play very conservative or whether he'll try to go out and increase it. And the one thing about a team like the Gamblers, they can score quickly, so he better not sit and be too cautious.
Anthony Brock and Reggie Vaughn are on the tackle of that extra special teams play. Robert Alexander was the runner. Jim Kelly has 428 yards passing, but he needs to have the ball to improve on that. Right now, he does not. Steve Young sends a man in motion. Inside handoff, and it's going to be spoiled immediately. And the man who does it is Hosea Taylor. Jose loves to demonstrate when he makes a good play, and that time he did a little dance. Tony Body was the ball carrier, and he lost a yard on the inside handoff. Little slot back handoff. A lot of teams still use that, Ed. That's one of the older ones in the book.
They had Body lined up on that side right by Jose, and when he came down the line, Jose just closed right with him, was right in his hip pocket and made the play.
Oh, what a play it would have been. The Gamblers would have had the ball at around the Los Angeles 35 had Luther Hale held on to it, but it's 3rd down and 11, and the Gamblers need to put on one more defensive play. Young back to pass. 4-man rush is picked up. He throws over the middle, and Dwight Drain cannot hold on to it. Rather, Dwayne Gunn. Mike Mitchell tackled him just as the ball got there, and now Mitchell and Gunn put on a little word exchange. And boy, that was close enough to call too, Ed. I do believe Mike was right on his tailgate.
Well, it was good coverage by the Gamblers. That's a nice series by the defensive team. 3 plays and out. The Gamblers now will have the opportunity to get the ball in good field position, and of course if they can go in there and score, they're right back in this ball game.
LA will punt it away with the wind, and it's actually died down a little bit. The wind is still to the back of the punter, Jeff Partridge.
LA had the ball that time, John, for only about a minute, and that could be key now going down the last 7 minutes of the ball game.
Gerald McNeil. They look like they're going for the return. There is a flag down. McNeil returning the ball. Has a great return going. It's going to come back because there's 12 men on the field for the Gamblers, but McNeil will be down inside the 10-yard line. There were 12 men on the field of play for the Gamblers. The flag was thrown as soon as the play was underway, so you knew what its call was going to be. Gerald McNeil made an outstanding return down to the 12-yard line, but Jack Pardee is going to eat his microphone on that one.
Well, he's going to be very unhappy at the end of this day with the special teams performance, John. I mean, you can say nice things, you can say good things, but the special teams have just not performed today. They had a punt block. Now you got a situation where you wind up with 12 men on the field. Instead of having the ball on a punt return down on their 15-yard line, you're going to give them, another shot.
It will be 4th down and 7 after the mark-off, and Partridge will be out to punt it again. But you're not going to get that kind of return 2 times in a row.
No, unless you're very fortunate in those. There's a very thin line between winning and losing professional football. What an opportunity that would have been for the Gamblers to get right back in the game.
And now Gerald McNeil has to come out because he's lost a little wind, and Ricky Sanders will have to return punt this time. Sanders is back deep with Calvin Eason and Scott McGee as the up men. And now McGee does the smart thing, and he counts out 11 just before they kick this one off. Oh, what a bad play on special teams that one was. Partridge takes his time, and this is a horrible punt. It's going to take a hop. Sanders will let it go. Sanders could have picked the ball up and saved himself 5 yards and made a decent return, but he held off and let it bounce an extra 5 yards, and the Gamblers take over 1st and 10 at the 33 with 7:01 left to go in the ball game. That one was returnable, Ed.
Well, that one was returnable, and again, what a difference. It's about a 50-yard difference in field position from the Gamblers' standpoint, and that's one of the things the special teams coaches tell the receivers. If the ball bounces right in their hands, don't lose that yardage. He had time, and just probably the first, he hasn't been back there. They've been using McNeil, and because McNeil was winded, they had to put Sanders in.
1st and 10 for the Gamblers. Kelly back to pass, throws across, has a man. That's Sanders, and Sanders has to gird himself for a big hit by Alanda Smith, and it's 1st and 10 for the Gamblers at the Los Angeles 46-yard line. Smith really put the sticks to him,
and the Gamblers are doing a smart thing. They're going to the no-huddle offense. They know they have to score a couple of touchdowns. 7 minutes to go, they're going with no huddle.
Man in motion is Sanders to the left-hand side. Kelly back to pass, has time, throws underneath the coverage. Nice catch over on the sideline by Gerald McNeil. Make it Vince Corville. Wyman Henderson claiming that it took a hop, but he got out of bounds, and it is 1st and 10 for the Gamblers. No, they say the clock continues to run, so Vince was not out of bounds when they touched him. 6 minutes left to go. The clock runs. Gamblers up on the ball. Sanders in motion to the left-hand side. The ball's at the 33. Kelly back to pass. Pumps one. Throws back across the middle. Has a man. Ricky Sanders too high and too long. Double coverage on Ricky Sanders, but he had position on both Alanda Smith and Darryl Patillo. He was at the goal line, and he couldn't get his hands on it. It's 2nd and 10. Boy, that was almost a quick score and a half.
Well, it was a good play by Orlando Smith, though. He really came across and recovered and got himself up in the air to make it got his body in the position. It would have been an extremely great catch for Sanders to catch that ball.
2nd down and 10 from the 33, and now both the Gambler offense and the Express defense get to regroup. Kelly brings him up out of the huddle. McGee wide to the right, Verdun wide to the left. Johnson and Sanders have gone the distance in the slots. Sanders in motion to the left-hand side. Kelly back to pass, throwing. Single coverage, and he overthrows Scott McGee. McGee was on the quick fly, man-on-man with Wyman Henderson, and Henderson had given him way too much room down there. It would have been about a 20-yard gain had Kelly not let it fly too high. It's 3rd down and 10.
And Jim was really upset with himself after that play because he knew he just let the ball sail a little bit. He didn't get his feet in position to make that completion. He was open, and he'd like to have that one over. If there's one pass of the day he'd like to have over, it'd be that one right now.
Jim Kelly, 3rd down and 10. The ball just outside the Los Angeles 33. Sanders in motion now sets up in the double slot to the left-hand side. Kelly with a quarterback draw. He's going to get 1st down yardage inside the 20 to the 17, but he fumbled the ball. And Los Angeles will come up with it. Kelly had 1st down yardage inside the 20, but he had it stripped. He had the ball stripped away from him with 5:38 to go. LA gets their 4th turnover of the game. And it's a big one because the Gamblers had 1st down yardage.
And big 1st down yardage. You're down in the scoring area, and the ball bounced back, and they're going to look back at this if they don't win this ball game and have no one to blame but themselves. They're going to be awful upset with the mistakes they've made.
Kelly had gained all of 13 yards down inside the 20-yard line. As we look at the replay that they're showing here at the Coliseum, he was hit and the ball came loose as he went to the ground. It was a correct call, and the ball just bounced backwards, and Kelly standing up and just distraught as all get out, and we don't blame him either. Single setback. Steve Young, play action, rolls to his left, has time, man coming up, and there's a lot of contact down on the sidelines near the 36-yard line, but no call and an incomplete pass. Ricky Young really put a love tap on Steve Young, and he is coming back to the huddle with a little limp on his shoulder. A Gambler is injured down on the far sideline. All we can see is a helmet. That looks like Will Lewis. No, it's going to be Adrian Ryan Simpson, backup cornerback for the Gamblers, playing in the nickel there. It is 2nd down and 10.
I think it's interesting, John, to see Hadel come out now and throwing the ball on 1st down in this position. All of a sudden he decided, hey, this team can score quick. I better not be too conservative.
Well, it's 2nd down and 10, and it's a passing situation again. He sends 2 men out on the wing to the right-hand side. Young now has to call an audible, and he puts him in the slot. Clock down to 10. He has plenty of time. Back to pass under some pressure. Now rolls out to his right. He looks like he wants to run it. Gets past 1 man, but not the next 2. Hosea Taylor and Van Hughes will knock him down. Mike Hawkins sent him to the inside where the pursuit was, and it's going to be a pickup of only about 2 yards, but the clock continues to move. Houston with 3 timeouts left, but they choose not to use one yet.
Well, now we come back to that, again, key 3rd down situation. Gamblers make this play. They'll have the opportunity to get that punt return again. The game isn't over yet. They can still pull this off, but they're going to have a few things go the right way for them.
3rd down, 8 yards to go. Clock running with 4:25 left to go. Young using as much clock as he can. It's down to 4 seconds. He gets the snap away. Under some pressure, he throws the ball. He's going to get it away, and it's going to be incomplete, out of bounds. JoJo Townsell, the intended receiver. Mike Hawkins went a mile in the air to impede Young from being able to throw the ball, but Young got away from the rush of Cleveland Crosby and Mike Hawkins and threw far out of bounds. So with 4:11 left to go, LA will have to punt. Jeff Partridge back. So you just wipe off 2.5 minutes on the clock, and you give the Gamblers the ball again.
And you've got everybody on the Gamblers bench counting numbers out there right now. Make sure there's only 11.
Gerald McNeil back at the 36-yard line. Partridge gets a good snap, takes his time, and gets a horrible punt. It's off the side of his foot. It'll go out of bounds, and the Gamblers will have the ball somewhere around the 40-yard line. At the 43 of the LA Express, the Gamblers get a big break.
Well, 4 minutes to go in this ball game, John. If they can get this one in there quick, there's still plenty of time to go in this football game.
4:05 to go. A 17-yard punt by Jeff Partridge. And the Gamblers have a shot at really putting some points on the board and putting some pressure on the LA Express. I tell you what, there's a crowd here of a little over 20,000 today at the Los Angeles Coliseum. And they have been treated to a whale of an offensive ball game. The Gamblers got the first stanza in the pocket. LA got the next 2, and the Gamblers are coming back here in the 4th. Kelly back to pass. Has plenty of time. Throws over the middle. The ball is tipped and nearly intercepted. Alanda Smith nearly got his hands off it after it was tipped by Howard Carson. And it will be 2nd down and 10. The intended receiver was Richard Johnson across the middle, but Kelly, looking for the bucket of gold, almost picked up his 3rd interception.
Well, the interesting thing that's been happening here now in this 4th quarter, Kelly is going downfield. The Gambler offense was doing all the nickel and dime and real short stuff, and all of a sudden, once they fell so far behind, they started putting the ball downfield, and they're looking a lot better right now.
Scott McGee out wide to the right. Vince Corville, check that. That's Gerald McNeil out wide to the left. Kelly throws the quick one to Johnson. Johnson trying to beat a man. Will get inside the 22 to the 21. Alanda Smith and Howard Carson come up for the tackle, and Kelly is very close to a 500-yard day now. He was 462 going into that one, so he's got 483 on a 21-yard pickup. Big stats, but we need a big win, and that means 2 scores. Kelly back to pass, has time, pumps once, now runs away from trouble. He has an hour to throw if he wants to. Throws on the run. Scott McGee drops the ball at the 5-yard line. The ball in the hands of the normally sure-handed Scott McGee, and he drops the ball inside the 5 at the 3. It will be 2nd down and 10 at the 22. Kelly showing good mobility to get away from the initial rush of George Ashika. Ed Scott was the closest defender against McGee.
He had a tough decision to make. That looked like he could almost ran the ball for about a 10 or 12-yard gain, but all of a sudden you did see McGee open on that crossing pattern, and Scott just couldn't hang on to it.
In most cases, your coach would like for you to do something like that, especially when you're fighting the clock, because a run usually means you're going to have to eat a lot more clock than a complete pass will. And McGee had it hit both his hands, but he was stretched out a little too far to maintain balance in the ball. Kelly back to pass. Throws the little screen. Johnson gets hit and will move forward to the 19-yard line, but he was thrown off balance, so he could not get big yardage. It will be third down at about 7 yards to go. James Robinson, the second-year man from Clemson, comes up to make the stop. Back to pass, has time, throws, throwing into double coverage, nice catch, touchdown, Vince Corville. Corville behind two players makes the good catch. Oh, he was screened away from the ball and just had to guess where that ball was going to show up, and it did, right in his hands. He burned Wyman Henderson, and it is 33-26, and it's going to be the extra point to come from Tony Fritsch to make it a 6-point game.
Well, great concentration on that catch. Now, there were people around him, and he concentrated on the ball, and we've got ourselves another football game, John.
I thought I was going to try and go a whole year without losing my voice, and I'll be dadgummed at the first game I'm going to do it again.
Well, this one's been up and down the field. A lot of good things, a lot of exciting things, fair amount of poor things.
An 18-yard touchdown pass from Kelly to Vince Corville, and the extra point from Tony Fritsch is good, and we got a 6-point game, folks, 33-27. The Gamblers have come back with 14 quick points here in the fourth quarter to make it a ball game. Now, Ed Biles, you're in the coach's seat.
Well, the kickoff you hope the kickoff is deep. You hope your defense can go on the field and have a 3-and-out. The big key thing right now is that you don't want LA to hang on to the football. From LA's standpoint, Hato wants some first downs. He isn't concerned too much about points as much as he would like to eat up the clock, get inside the two-minute situation.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There's the answer code.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Kick from Walters is going to go to the 18-yard line. A good handle on it by Tony Body, and Body goes all the way out to the 36. The high and short kick landed at the right place, but the Gamblers weren't able to get downfield, and Body took it on the run all the way out to the 36-yard line.
Well, that's right back to the problem that they seemed to have last year with those kickoffs. Last week against Birmingham, he was really booming the ball. That was a short high kick, and LA Express is starting out with great field position now, because even if you hold them, they punt the ball and you're kind of backed up.
A 19-yard return as Body took it on the run. Jim Kelly, 30 of 49, 506 yards, 4 touchdowns. 10 catches for Richard Johnson for 177 yards and a TD. But right now, LA has the ball. Steve Young, single setback. Behind him, that's Mel Gray. Handoff goes to the first back through.
Well, now I would look for the Gamblers to take a timeout so they don't allow this whole thing to run down the 2-minute warning. John, they've used a lot of time here now. The Gamblers want to take that timeout now. Now the next time if they stop them, it'll be stopped with a 2-minute warning.
2:15 to go. They do call the timeout. The run was made by Kevin Nelson, in the single setback formation. He picked up 3 yards. Andy Hawkins on the tackle.
Well, I think the interesting thing now will be Hato's decision to either run the ball or pass the ball. That's what the key is on this play.
Up on the ball, Steve Young. Single setback is Nelson. Hersey is the man in the slot to the right-hand side. Gamblers show a blitz. Young throwing single coverage, and he can't hold on to the ball. It's JoJo Townsell. Townsell had it hit both his hands. Adrian Simpson on the coverage, but it falls incomplete, and suddenly the team that is not looking sharp is the Los Angeles Express.
And the problem with that play was, John, he was throwing to his left, and as he went down and broke out to his left, he had to look right back into the sun. Right back into the sun, because the sun is coming over that corner of the stadium right now, as you can see from the shadow standpoint. Very difficult for the receiver to look back into the ball.
And only 2 seconds went off the clock on that one.
Well, they moved it back to 2:17. 4-second play it was, John.
Man in motion, his body to the right-hand side. Young overthrows his man, Dwayne Gunn, with Mike Mitchell covering. He had some pressure right in his face from Mike Hawkins, and it's 4th down and 8, and the Gamblers will get the ball again before the 2-minute warning. 2:09 left. They held the ball and did not use up more than a minute.
Well, but I think that shows John Hadel's appreciation of how good Jim Kelly and how good Jim Kelly. He figures we cannot sit on this lead. We have to try to do something. If he run the ball, he could have used the little clock, but they would have used their timeouts up, so he felt like he had to make a first down. Now we need that punt return, John.
Gerald McNeil standing back at the 22-yard line. Partridge at his own 25 to kick it away. This one's a beaut. This one's going to go back to the 15-yard line. McNeil going to the outside. Still looking to the outside. Cannot do it. Is going to be stopped at the 16-yard line. The Gamblers are 84 yards away from the equalizer. The 2-minute warning, and we'd like to remind you that announcers for the Houston Gambler broadcast are selected by the Houston Gambler Radio Network with the approval of the Houston Gamblers United States Football League team. A 50-yard punt and 1 yard on the return by Gerald McNeil, and the Gamblers have 85 yards to work with. Now, Ed, their most successful plays in this second half have been the ones where they get their slot backs one-on-one with their safeties, and that's right over the middle.
Well, they've been getting the ball downfield, though. They've been throwing that 18, 20, 25-yard pass downfield, and that's what they'll have to continue to do. They might occasionally slip a screen in there, but right now they have to move the ball and move it quick. They still have two timeouts, and Kelly's ability to move the ball, this is what professional football is all about. This is what we expected to see. We expected to see a shootout between Jim Kelly and Steve Young. Both of them have their moments of playing great. Both of them have had their moments of struggle, which you'd expect for second-year quarterbacks in an opening ball game. But right now, the onus is on Jim Kelly to move this football team 86 yards and put a touchdown up there.
The Gamblers taking their time, and they do have 2 timeouts left.
This is still time from the 2-minute warning right now, and with having 2 timeouts, that's a lot of time. And remember now, if they make first down, the clock stops while they move the chains in the United States Football League.
Jim Kelly is working on a Houston Gambler record for most yards passing, over 500, and we're trying to find out if it is a USFL record.
And right now, he'd settle for passing up the record just for
7
more points on the board.
33-27. Sanders in motion to the left, coming out of the slot. Now he moves back towards the right. Kelly back to pass, looks middle, throws middle. Sanders splits the seam of the 2 safeties. He comes up with a catch at the 45-yard line. Darrell Patillo and Alanda Smith had to combine to make the stop, but Sanders was 1 step away from going the distance before Patillo put out the clothesline. 29-yard grab, and the Gamblers have the ball near midfield at their own 45. Sanders in motion to the left-hand side again. Kelly back to pass. Has plenty of time. Throws across the middle. Almost intercepted by Troy West again. That is the 3rd time, and there's going to be a flag. There's going to be a flag then, and let's see what it's going to be. And I have no idea.
Well, I think the official over there called a use of the elbow, throwing the elbow into the receiver's head. I would think it could very well be a personal foul or interference type call against the LA Express.
That will give the Gamblers the ball near the 40-yard line, near the Gamblers' own, near the Los Angeles 40. So that brings them across midfield, and now they are in single strike territory. They can punch it in and 1.
Well, they're going to have the ball on the 40-yard line, and I'll give you something to think about, John. There's 1:40 to go in the game. The Gamblers, if they score, may score too quick the way they're going right now.
I wouldn't twaddle if I were them. I'd go ahead and do it.
Oh, no, they're going to go ahead and try to do it, but when you talk about these type of quarterbacks, that factor becomes a factor.
1:40 left to go, and we have turned what looked like a possible route into another cliffhanger. The Gamblers are down by 6, 33-27. They've got the ball at the Los Angeles 40 with 1:40 left to go. Kelly back to pass with a man in motion to the right. Throws, hits Johnson. Johnson out on the short screen is not going to pick up at about 2 yards. A nice open field tackle by Wyman Henderson over on the left-hand side. No, Howard Carson, the linebacker, did that. He came out on Sanders one-on-one and made a good play. And now A timeout has been called by the Gamblers. That leaves them with one. And I think it's a timeout well spent because they need to get it in on this series of downs.
Well, there's still plenty of time to go in this ball game, John. 1:24. You can get an awful lot of plays in there. I'm not so sure that they needed to use that timeout since it was a second down play. I think I might have liked to have saved it, but you can't second guess them taking a timeout in this situation. They still need to force the ball down the field. 1:24. Plenty of time to have a lot of plays and a lot of things happen in this ball game. But again, this is the USFL football. It's a shame that this is an opening season ball game. This is the kind of game that will sell United States Football League people to the people in Houston and the people around the country. These are the kind of teams. This is what you're going to expect out of this league, with the wide open, with the young quarterbacks. These two young great ones. Flutie, who eventually will become a good quarterback. You can't expect him to step in and do good, but they promised wide open football, and that's what it is.
Well, the Gamblers, having used their second timeout, will step to the ball with 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Down and 8. Sanders in motion to the right-hand side. Kelly back to pass. 4-man rush. Has time. Stands in good. Here's a man. Sanders, touchdown! Across the middle, he beat Troy West, the man who had burned Kelly twice today. It is 33-33 with 1:18 left.
And I remind you, John, what I said. I know you're all happy to get it, but there's 1:18 to go in this ball game, and with the short kickoffs we've been having, Zendejas with his leg, the defense will really have pressure on him now to keep LA from coming back and winning. But what an exciting football game.
Jim Kelly with 575 yards passing this afternoon, and it is 33-33, and the little Austrian is going to make the difference in this thing. Tony Fritsch with 1:18 to go.
And I can tell you right now, Jack Pardee is saying, oh, Tony, I hope that hamstring holds up for one more time.
Tony lines it up. He is set to go. The extra point on the way, and it is good. It is 34-33. The Houston Gamblers now lead the Los Angeles Express, and a crowd of 20,000 plus here at the Coliseum is stunned.
And they have gotten their money's worth, John. They have seen an exciting football game, 34-33. Both teams with tremendous amount of offense, both some great execution and some poor execution by both ball clubs. First and fourth quarter, Houston. Second and third quarter, LA Express. But I remind you, there's 1:18 to go. LA has 3 timeouts, and they have a great field goal kicker.
Now, I'm going to brag on myself. This morning, when I was talking to about a half dozen people, I said it would take 32 points or better to win, and there would be 60 points scored in the game. And right now, we got both of those coming true right now. It's 34-33 and 67 points on the board between these two clubs.
Well, the thing that has to happen now from the Gambler standpoint, though, John, is someone defensively or collectively as a group, they have to make either one big play where they get a fumble or an interception, or 4 big plays where they keep them from making a first down. From a defensive standpoint, you need that one great one, or the 4 collectively from a defensive team standpoint.
Walters will punt it, will kick it away for the Gamblers. This one's a high one. It's going to go a little deeper than the rest at about the 10-yard line. Handled by Alexander. He is hit by Reggie Vonner at the 26-yard line, and he's put down right there by Vonner.
Alan Fox here picking up the final call for this game. LA has it at their own 26-yard line, 1:05 to go, fourth quarter, 34-33 Houston. As Young goes back to pass. Young looking. He can't find anybody and gets sacked right at the 20-yard line. The Houston defense was waiting for him. Nothing open for LA, and now they have to call a timeout. As now they have 2 timeouts left. Be aware that Young has been in this position before. 2nd and 16. Young brings his team to the line. 1 minute left in the game clock. Young goes back, looking back to pass, looking, he throws, and it's intercepted. And that will about wrap it up as Young threw it down the sideline. As you will see, Young launches it. The Houston Gamblers come back to win this game. Mike Hawkins intercepted the play. It looks like Dwayne Young was the intended target. And now Kelly will just sit on it. 50 seconds to go. LA will use one of their 2 timeouts, but it's really much done deal at this point. What an interception by Hawkins. 2nd down and 12. Kelly will take a knee again. 46 seconds to go. And LA Express pretty much know they don't have much left. It's their last time out. This should do it. Kelly brings his team to the line for the final time here. What a game, 34-33. An incredible comeback by the Houston Gamblers as Kelly rolls to his right and just lets the clock run out. Unbelievable comeback as he threw 3 touchdown passes. One to Johnson for 52 yards, one to Corville for 40, and the last one to Sanders for 39 yards. And incredibly enough, the Houston Gamblers come away with the win, 34-33. We want to thank everybody who was involved with this production. Special thanks to Anthony Nunez, Scott Boucher, John Greer, and everyone involved. This has been a special presentation of USFL Forever Productions as you see Kelly and Young shake hands in the middle of the field. We thank you for joining us. The final score, Houston 34, Los Angeles 33. We hope you enjoyed it. Good night.
Along with me, there's 10 other people who did it, and the offense line did a great job. The receivers caught the ball, and we know some situations you can have a receiver wide open and drop the ball, and I'm just happy as heck. I can't believe it.
Tell us about that third touchdown. Hey, it was just a streak route. You know, all 4 of us was going deep, and I had the option of running, going a streak or post, and I ran a post, and Jim was like, he saw what I was doing.
If people didn't enjoy this game, they're dead. They don't like football, because what else could you have? This is great one. A lot of action right from the start.